Hi everyone, and welcome to Escape from the Pyramimic. Thank you for joining us for an evening of Dungeons & Dragons. I'm Red, and I'll be your Dungeon Master tonight. We're thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/D&D and twitch.tv/RollTogetherRPG. For those of you who are new to Dungeons & Dragons, everyone here plays fantasy characters in a fantasy universe. The 5 players each have their own unique character, with sheets that tell them who they are, what they can do, their deepest secrets, and what dice to roll. They will mostly be rolling this. Hold up a d20. I was not pre-prepared. I literally just off the top of my head. This is a d20. We roll it and we see if they succeed in what they're trying to do. 20 is good and a 1 is hilariously bad, we hope. And whilst they play their characters, everything else in said fantasy universe is played by moi. Peoples, monsters, weather patterns, you name it. Between me describing the world and the story and the players describing what they do and some dice rolls to keep things unpredictable, for all of us, we will tell a little story. I would like to take a moment to invite the players to introduce themselves, give their pronouns if they would like, before we kick off. So, going around the room, Liz?
Hi, my name is Liz. What do you need to know? Sorry.
We really haven't prepared.
You have one job.
What is my name?
I just read all that text.
I've just been enchanted by your words.
Thank you. They were poetic, like Shakespearean.
Yes.
Your name and if you have a pronoun that you would prefer to be used.
My name is Liz Dark. I go by she, her, or they, them, or Liz.
Great. Person in the pink sweatshirt.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Richardson, and I use the pronouns he, him.
Great. Person with the My Neighbor Totoro toy in the background.
Hi, I'm Evie. I have one name like Cher. I don't really. Don't look that up. And I use she, her.
Great. In the fetching jacket and scarf.
I assume that's me, thank you. My name is Ed, and I go by he, him.
Marvellous. And everyone knows who you are, Chris, so...
Oh.
The legend. Please.
The monster.
Oh, thank you. I'm Chris, and I use they, them pronouns.
Lovely. So now obviously we all know what's comes next. Before we kick off the stream, we'll run for around 3 hours, if we're lucky, and there will be a roughly 5 to 10 minute break somewhere in the middle when we'll go for a week. I probably don't need to say all that. We'll kick off, run for 3 hours, and there'll be a break in the middle. We're delighted to be sponsored by Hero Forge. You know Hero Forge, they offer fully customizable tabletop miniatures with dozens of fantasy races and thousands of parts to choose from. Their easy-to-use design tools let you build their perfect miniature online using 3D in-depth character creator right in your web browser. Hero Forge is constantly expanding the catalogue of customization options, so there's always something new to check out at heroforge.com. We're also delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. Get your tabletop organized with character folios and dice bags. Ultra Pro is the leading manufacturer and supplier of sports and gaming collectibles accessories, as well as other gaming accessories, including this. Oh. Wow, they come in the mail.
I've got one of these. Hey, we got one of these. There we go. That's a gazer.
Oh.
They're good, aren't they? Yeah.
Adorable.
There'll be something available to win in chat, and there'll be notes in chat about it.
I have no free things.
I'm sorry, babes. I'll get you some.
That's okay. It actually says here, including this, brackets, whatever. It was very confusing. Join us in Twitch chat today to win brackets the gazer.
It won't be a gazer. It'll be something. There'll be more information in chat.
Okay, there'll be more to come. Just say something in chat as it's going on, and you'll be entered into our random draw. Brackets, you must have a UK address to enter, unfortunately, because that's the way the world is. Otherwise, head to ultrapro.com for more. We're also supported by D&D Beyond, your guide to digital D&D, and you can see everyone's character sheets there playing today on the overlay on the left-hand side of the screen. We're also supported by Level Up Dice, and there's a link in our chat for our Table Shakers range. We're also supported by 2 lovely D&D video games, Idle Champions and Warriors of Waterdeep. You can see some codes at the bottom of the screen right now, and you can type !Idle Champions and !Warriors of Waterdeep into Twitch chat for download links. And for Idle Champions, there's a code you can directly enter into the game, or type code into Twitch chat for a gold chest. Whereas for Warriors of Waterdeep, type wow gems into Twitch chat for a link which you'll need to use on the mobile device where you can have the game downloaded for a free gem. I completely understand everything just said. Makes sense. Anyway, back to us. We are Roll Together RPG on all socials. Roll Together RPG on all socials. A massive thank you to our D20 club on Patreon. Your support means everything. Our shows are also available as podcasts. Just search Roll Together RPG on your favorite podcasting app. Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans-positive, and we encourage and champion trans players and characters within our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are of different gender to their own. We aim to avoid misgendering, but acknowledge that it does happen, and have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. If we miss an instance of misgendering, we are open to being corrected, so please just let us know if you think one has been missed. And I think that's everything. I made it all the way through. First time. Not a single slip. That was great. Welcome back. We're about to play a little game called Escape from the Pyramimic, which is a slightly devilish game populated by numerous rogues who are around us and are about to introduce themselves. A little bit of setup. Like most D&D games, where it's sort of friendly and everyone goes along together, this is the opposite of that, where I'm kind of hoping by the end of today, everyone will be dead except me and someone who is the biggest. Can I say bastard?
Yeah, of course you can.
Biggest bastard at the table.
We swear constantly, mate. It's fine.
I realised I said it 3 times to try and get to that, but never mind. The scenario is this. You have all been employed by the nefarious, infamous Mr Tiddles, who has attracted your particular skill set to assist in retrieving a magical artifact from the heart of an ancient and mysterious pyramid. And for some reason, you've all signed up to do this. We are far to the north of 10 towns, up on the Redhead Glacier, where last night you guys spent in camp. And we have all trekked across to where this pyramid has emerged from the glacier only recently, jutting up through the ice. All is still and dark as you entered. It's a little bit of preamble. Checking for traps as you go. An excavation site had been set up inside the first space, with various people kind of moving around, and there were redhead nomads and staff that Mr Tiddles had brought with them to aid in that. It is that you're there, having stuff explained to you, looking at the entrance in front of you, that someone stands on something, and there is a huge, great rumbling. And suddenly the massive giant pyramid starts to tremble, the ground underneath your feet buckles, bits of ice masonry come smashing down, and the whole pyramid starts to sink back beneath the ice. The red-haired nomads who are helping scream and flee, managing to escape mostly through the door. Huge chunks of ice fall everywhere. Everything goes completely dark, which probably isn't a problem for a lot of you. Still. And it is as you acclimatize to this new space, this moment of stillness as 1,000 years worth of ice settles up above your heads, that we find you looking at each other, perhaps resurveying the people that you've signed on to do this with, given the slightly new set of circumstances that have just occurred. And a couple of important bits of information sort of flitter through your mind. You remember when Mr Tiddles was explaining to you how to get there, what was going on, and you weren't really paying much attention. It did stick out that the artifact in question, the pillar of Godhead right at the heart of this pyramid, is said to be able to teleport its user anywhere they wish to go. Perhaps that's useful. It was also said that the pyramid was very deadly, but you might have to see if you can jig your memory for anything a little bit more specific. Mr Tiddles is a small, rather portly tabaxi who finds himself trapped in here with you. He wears a whole lot of cream scarves made into a suit, essentially. And he's looking around through the dark at each of you. His eyes come to settle first on... Who'd like to go first? Please describe what we can see.
How dark is it?
At the moment, it's pitch black. But does everyone have dark vision here?
Let's just figure that out.
Let's just check.
I have more than just dark vision, my friend. I am invisible in the dark if people try and use dark vision to see me.
Wow.
That makes describing you a challenge. Well, let's do that in flashback then. When we're in a better lit area. Who are they?
I am playing Gar. Gar is a Yuan-Ti, but Gar is not a humanoid-looking Yuan-Ti. Gar is basically a large humanoid snake with a snake tail, no legs, humanoid torso, but very much a snake's face and cobra hood, wrapped in lots of sort of pink and purple, but quite dusky in both colorations, scarves, a sort of leather jerkin over the top half, nothing on the bottom half, Donald ducking it completely. Snake. Two sort of, they're called Kama, they're small axe-like scythes at the side. Gar is clearly some kind of tracker, bounty hunter. Gar is also very warm and friendly in the voice, but that doesn't necessarily translate entirely. But yeah, you will notice as dark falls and you look around each other using your dark vision that Gar is completely invisible. You have no idea where they are.
Wow.
Bless you.
Thank you.
That's gently terrifying as a place to start, Chris.
You're welcome.
Started, we need to go on.
Are you all invisible?
Gar was invisible until a little beacon of light appears from an amulet around the neck of a very kindly-looking middle-aged woman with pale grey eyes, wearing a full nun's habit in black and red with fur trim because of the cold. And she's quite pale. She's got a very arresting smile. And that is Sister Belinda, who has just brought some light into the darkness.
I think I'm most scared of her.
Absolutely. So while Gar seemed to make a particular kind of sense, bounty hunter sort of rangery type, what brought Miss Belinda? What was attractive to Mr Tiddles to
Mr. Belinda, I am married to higher powers. Not enough. So Sister Belinda has been brought along for her knowledge. She works in a library, in a cloister, in a convent, and she got the invitation from Mr. Tiddles. Technically, it was meant for the head librarian, but she opened it. And for Sister Belinda, it's very important that she gets invitations. She doesn't really go anywhere she's not invited. So she got this invitation. She's not been out of the convent in years. And she's just come along. She's got a couple of books. She's done a little bit of reading. She's not an expert, but she just wanted to come along and just have a jolly day out.
Gosh, thrill seeker. Who else do we see?
Well, there is also a wood elf, although you wouldn't recognize him as a wood elf. He is dressed in the sort of long black, very traditional cloak of an assassin, which he is. He is, certainly he likes to think, out of all of the wood elves, the biggest bastard. And he is wearing strips of, as it were, leather, as it were, all over him. Very, very figure-hugging. The effect, because he's very pale with white hair, the effect is to sort of make him look like a monochrome harlequin. And he, is small for an elf, and short on sort of, forgiveness and all of the nice things. And he is, he's even in this sort of setup, if you see what I mean, he's wearing dark glasses. That is partly to do with what he was up to the night before, but he's definitely all right.
But what was he up to the night before?
Oh, well, he was paying, he spent the evening with three of the local purveyors of negotiable affection, shall we say, paying them to do dreadful things to him and each other. And so retired rather late in the evening, quite sore but quite happy.
Wow, an infamous night that will live on in Reghead memory for a long time, I'm sure. Who else do we have?
We have Jimmy the Fingers.
Were you there last night? I'm sure you would have remembered.
How many fingers?
Missing one in a glove, but so one seems to be a bit stiffer than the others, so most fingers. Jimmy is a taller than average, totally 100% genuinely an elf, with a thick, natural mustache of deep mahogany that fiddles with every so often. Sometimes it looks like there's something sticky there, but you just have to wipe it away a little bit. And is made completely out of flesh. I promise it's flesh. Poking out of shoulder-length black hair. Wearing like a big fur jacket and trying to look dark and mysterious, but if it kind of moves a little bit, you see what looks suspiciously like a leotard covered in sequins underneath.
So many practical clothing choices in the party so far. That sounds amazing. Liz, please round off our group.
Well, speaking of practical clothing choices, I'm playing Ribka, who is a grey tabaxi with white to grey eyes and a star going down from her missing ear all the way down. However, some of that's quite difficult to see because of her gorgeous little headscarf that she's got on that's got floral bits and bobs around it. She's got very dark shades on, very apt for this dark place. And she sports a very thick Russian accent.
Nice.
She is spending the majority of her time near Mr Tiddles, or Tiddles, and is really keeping a good eye on him.
Oh, I see. Interesting. Mr Tiddles, as he likes it pronounced, well then, surveys the group, so you can see him calculating. This apparently has not gone so far quite as Tiddles was expecting. Perhaps they found themselves a little bit closer to the action than they might quite like. He looks around for two of the people who you are familiar with seeing, his bodyguards, and you can see them quite easily because they're scattered in several pieces across the floor where they've been crushed by falling ice boulders, unfortunately, leaving only Mr. Tiddles' lackey, the quiverous Colin, by his side. Mr. Tiddles takes a few steps into the chamber in front of you. There's a large black stone obelisk, huge, 30-40 feet high, good 20 feet across, ornately carved at the top of a ice stone staircase, which has a golden statue on it. Mr. Tiddles leads Colin up it, whispering to him as they go. He pauses to look at the statue, paying the rest of you no attention, and then instructs Colin to do something as you sort of watch collecting yourselves. Colin reaches his arm into the giant, there's a hole in the big giant black statue, and as he does so, he screams as eyes open up all across the very black block. Tentacles and tendrils grasp towards Colin. His arm is ripped off, and Mr. Tiddles pulls him away, and there is a moment where they almost embrace, and you can see Mr. Tiddles almost stroking the side of Colin's face, just long enough to slip the dagger into his guts, which ends his life, as the giant mimic statue opens its mouth, creating a doorway, a hole in there, and then it goes to rest again, quietly. Mr. Tiddles turns to look at you all and says, I was rather hoping you would handle all of this for me, of course, but circumstances have changed slightly, so I wish you the best of luck. Toodles, and turns and on his heels and vanishes into the temple. What would you all like to do?
Toodles from Tiddles.
Well, that is concerning.
I don't see why it has to be. I feel like we've all got ourselves a place to go now. We just have to survive, don't we?
Yeah, should we follow that nice cat?
I quibble with the word nice, but we probably should follow him.
Heading inside a obelisk made of teeth and eyes seems particularly worrisome to me.
Oh, I've been inside worse. A pleasure sometimes.
Touché. Gar will move up the stairs. Stairs obviously hurt a bit because slither. And we'll just sort of make my way awkwardly up the stairs a little to get towards this obelisk. What is it? Like, will it very clearly snap shut and kill someone, or is it inert?
It appears inert. It seems to have rechanged its shape, now creating an opening in it. As I said, there's a gold statue of a person halfway up the staircase towards it. It's now perfectly still and remains beautifully carved.
How big is the statue? Is it like human size, or is it?
The statue is about human sized, carved entirely of what appears to be gold.
Wow.
Is the statue missing anything from a typical human form?
Very good. Yes, it is. It's missing its right arm.
Oh. And what's happened to its sort of guts, if you see what I mean?
Nothing on the guts.
Nothing on the guts. Just missing the arm.
Just missing the arm.
Can I search through Colin's body for anything of value?
You can. You find only a stack of letters to his mother, sadly unsent.
To leave them.
We should burn them to warm up. If we burn letters, we can warm up. And we can eat the body afterwards. Much sustenance from Colin.
Sounds magnificent.
That sounds like a sensible plan, my dude. But I don't think we're that desperate yet, bro. And
You are very kind and have lovely ears.
Thank you. I grew them myself.
Clearly.
Well, who wants to volunteer for carrying around Colin's corpse? I vote not me.
No, I'll have nothing to do with it.
Not with my back.
Well, I think that you, Tabaxi person, whose name I've already forgotten, it was your idea. If you want some snacks for later, a little bit of entrail mix perhaps, I think you should be the one.
Very good.
Very good. Very good.
Perhaps not. I will lead Colin through the stairs, if no one will carry Colin for me.
No, you're on your own, love. And Cobus is going to, as it were, spring up the stairs, and as he passes the golden statue, he's going to whip out a scimitar and try and chop the other arm off, if he can.
Great, roll me an attack roll. Against the statue.
Yeah, it is non-natural 20.
You definitely slice the golden arm of the other arm of the statue.
Right, well, in which case, if that does actually fall off, then I'm going to put that in, well, and keep the large gold object, and then go through the gap, if you see what I mean.
Very nice. So as you look at it, it's about 10 foot deep, this big black block beyond which you can see a corridor. Do you step or leap?
I'm gonna, go like with awareness. With the awareness of an assassin, if something happens, he hopefully is going to react, but he is going to go in sort of as in like full bore, if you see what I mean. Not being too tense about it.
You all enjoy the figure of the retreating figure of Cobus as they vanish through this doorway.
And nothing appears to happen.
Nothing untoward appears to happen.
Yes! First test passed. Maybe more.
After you, Sister Belinda.
Oh, yes. If we get a wriggle on, and Sister Belinda will follow. Moving quite fast for a nun.
Quite fast for a nun.
Casters.
For some reason, I've got the imagery of Ripka just like inky trendles at the end of her habit and just kind of scurries along.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Maybe.
Linda crawls along the ceiling. So
It rotates.
I'm PC.
I will follow behind.
Okay.
So it's just me and Ripka left, and no one can see us?
I will follow quickly after the group.
If it's just me and no one... this doorway is basically opaque. You can't see through it.
Oh, it's got a big hole. It's a big black rock with now a big hole in it.
Can any of the others hear or see me?
They're not looking in your direction, I don't think, but they could hear you. It's open.
Then I will attempt a stealth check if it's okay to whisper to the shrunken head that I purloined from Mr. Tiddles, because this shrunken head that can speak apparently knows about this temple, and I'd like to know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, absolutely. I should just say for viewers, listeners around the world, there's a couple of other special elements that I will mention as they come up, but the party, being such nefarious individuals, as you can quite clearly see they are, had already been rifling through Mr. Tiddles' belongings on the way here and had managed to purloin for themselves several interesting items, which varied from quite powerful weapons to wooden cutlery. Back of the drawer. But Chris, you're right. You have acquired for yourself the shrunken head of Auntie Ux the Huntress. It's tiny, it's mummified, and it's in a little box. And as you open it up, there's two eyeless sockets, so it's swiveled to you, and the mouth kind of seizes open. Oh my God, it's really, it's nice to breathe, isn't it?
Well, aren't you intriguing?
I am intriguing. I'm a tiny head in a box.
So, you know about this pyramid, right?
Oh yes, I've been here before, a long time ago, but it doesn't look like they've changed it much.
Okay. I need you to tell me what in here is going to be the most harmful and deadly.
Oh, well, if I was still alive, it'd be me, wouldn't it? But I'm not alive, I'm dead. Well, I mean, it's full of perils. Obviously, you know that it's the Great Pyramid of Kobek that you're entering, the Mimic God himself. So it's the mimics that I'd be most afraid of if I was you. Don't touch nothing.
So everything could be deadly.
Oh, not everything. I mean, they're quite well labelled. It's mostly the black things, what you got to watch for. Or if you see any unusual bunches of flowers.
God damn it, Red. I'll bear it in mind. Thank you. Is there anything else you can tell me that might be of use now, or should I ask more later? What would you like to know? I got quite far, I think, before I died. Can you give me a little nudge when I'm heading towards something you might be able to help me out with?
I will do my best, but it's quite hard to see from inside.
Oh, then in which case, should I hang you off my belt? I mean, I don't need it. I wear a belt for some reason, even though I don't need one.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure Mr. Tiddles would be pleased to see that I've not been completely lost forever.
All right, then. I'll hang her off the belt and happily have a conversation with her if necessary.
Cool. She mutters away as you enter the corridor.
Lovely.
I remember this. Oh, this is nice.
Cool.
I
think this disembodied head might already be my favourite character. I have so much time for this.
Cool. I will maintain her on my belt, and hopefully she'll give me warning if there's anything I need to look out for. But I'll be going at the back. I think I will pull my two my two sickles, and just hold them in my hands, ready in case something happens.
Okay, so you've all entered the pyramid and survived the entrance. Well done. Before you, there is a long gallery. The whole building is made out of ice, right? These huge ancient blocks of ice with various things cut into them. There are rows of these golden statues on either side, all kind of prostrate in various positions of worship and subjugation. The space continues for about 60 feet before it opens out into a wide auditorium that you can see, which is full of pillars. What would you like to do?
I'm a few minutes behind.
Yeah. Is there an obvious, as it were, way forward? As in, like, because Mr. Tiddles Mr. Tiddles didn't come into, he didn't enter this area as well, did he?
Yeah, so he's gone on in front of you. There's sort of a long corridor that then opens out into the space. At the moment, you can't, without a perception check, potentially see or hear Mr. Tiddles.
I will attempt to make that perception check.
Okay.
If I may. Oh, that's a 16.
Let me just roll some dice, as is traditional. You can hear tabaxi sounds of frustration from a couple of 100 feet up ahead of you.
With making a stealth check, I would like to see if I can. Go up and find out what those noises are, as in what is frustrating him.
Absolutely.
But without me being seen, if possible.
Make a stealth check for me.
25!
Very nice. Very
Lord.
nice.
That'll do.
So you head along this gallery, and it opens out fairly quickly, about 60 feet, into this large auditorium, which is filled with pillars. Imagine an old sort of Egyptian temple, these kind of vast, really large, quite a thick forest of them. But the roof has obviously collapsed at some point not long ago. Lots of blocks of ice, again, and fallen masonry lie here and there. You notice, kind of bizarrely, that there's a lot of pillars made out of black stone, for one thing. But secondly, scattered across the floor and the walls and the ceiling, there are treasure chests, like just on the walls, completely still. Everything's fine. At the far end of the room, you can see, standing among a pile of masonry, looking at what appears to be a fresco on the wall, Mr. Tiddles puffing and puffing to himself and flicking through a journal.
Oh, interesting. So you say these pillars they all go up to the ceiling, right?
So part of the ceiling has collapsed, creating a second floor across part of the room. But yeah, they all go up to the ceiling.
I'd like to try and shin up one of these pillars to. I mean, how are we talking? Like over 100 feet, or what's the?
So where they go up to the first floor, they're about 60 feet, up all the way up to the very, very top where they can. It's about 120 feet.
So what I would like to do, and this may take me too long, but what I'd like to do is try and climb up one of the pillars, and then, as it were, go from pillar to pillar until I can, as it were, see over Mr. Tiddles' shoulder,
right?
And find out what the fresco is, and what he's doing that way, as in without interacting with him at all,
Nice.
if I can.
Is there anything else about how you traverse? Any that I should know?
As in, am I doing anything else at the same time? I'm trying. Well. Desperately trying not to metagame. Given that he wouldn't know not to touch any of the black pillars, he would touch a black pillar if it's the most obvious one to touch.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to seeing what happens when I do.
Okay. So do you have a climb speed as a wood elf? I don't know that you do.
I don't know. Sorry, where am I looking?
Sorry, Chris says no.
If it's under your speeds, you have a specific climb speed. If you don't, you don't. It's just athletics checks.
Yeah, no. I think I've because my walking speed is 35 feet, and I don't think there's any other thing saying anything different for that.
Okay, then we'll assume not. I don't think you do as a wood elf. So yeah, if you want to make me an athletics check to climb up.
Not acrobatics.
You can make an acrobatics if you want to get up. I don't mind.
That would make a big difference to me.
Please make an acrobatics.
Oh, fuck pig. Sorry, that's not. Sorry, that's quite annoying. That's a 10.
That's not great.
No, it really isn't.
So quite slowly you begin to climb up one of these pillars, and you discover that the ice is cracked in various places, and part of it falls away as you're going up.
Yeah.
And you slip and fall back down, and as you do, you step backwards and put your hand on something, which then you suddenly find that you can't move that hand. But we'll just leave you there. How's everyone else doing back in the corridor?
What?
I'm at the back.
I will just be knowing that there is someone behind me. I will get out, we'll say, 25 of my ball bearings and just casually drop them on the floor behind me.
Okay, make me a sleight of hand so we can see if anyone else notices you do that.
Okie dokie.
the noise that would make.
Bang, 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 bang. Do you count the 25 specifically? One.
One.
One barbarian. In Russia, we waste no barbarians.
Oh, that would be an 8.
Okay, does 8, is it higher than anyone's passive wisdom?
Passive what? Passive insight, you mean?
Not yours, Ed. You're in the
perception.
room. Sorry, just me and John.
Oh, I think you've dropped something there, my love. Just
That
you got a hole in your bag. Is that the problem?
is exactly the problem. Thank you so much, old lady.
I hope that man doesn't fall over it. That would be terrible.
I appreciate your sister, Belinda. I will pick those up shortly, yes?
I think we've got to move on, haven't we? And
Yes.
we are all lovely friends here, and I would like to cast a spell.
Okay. What are you going to cast?
We're lovely friends here. Death!
I'm going to cast a second level charm person, but I'm going to empower that with a sorcery point, so it is a subtle spell. So there's no vocal, there's no somatic component. The spell just happens.
Okay, who are you casting that
At the two people I'm with, my two new best friends.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
Cheeky motherfucker.
Saving throw 15.
That's devious. That's really devious. Get inside the door, John. What's happening?
Sorry, is this a wisdom save?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, sorry. So that is...
Is it disadvantage if it's empowered?
No, that's a different power.
Sorry.
Like a heightened spell. This was a subtle.
Evie?
I got a dirty 20.
Nice.
Oh.
I got a 12.
So, what are the effects that Rivka is now under?
So, let me tell you, Rivka.
I am picking up my ball bearings, but okay. One.
Until the spell ends, so for an hour, or until I do anything harmful to you, you're charmed. You regard me as a friendly acquaintance.
I would die for you.
Very Russian.
Bearings, love. I wouldn't go so far, but it's nice to have a friend.
Let me just pick up my ball bearings and we'll chat later, okay? Just one.
Jimmy, how are you?
Two.
How are you feeling?
How am I feeling?
Oh no, it's nice. Definitely an elf here.
Because I passed the whiz check, do I realise that a spell has been cast, or am I just like, that was funny?
I don't know. I think you only notice if it's been cast on you. Is that right?
So with this,
Stops working.
when the spell ends, you know you've been charmed.
Right.
Make a wisdom save.
So I don't think you would.
It doesn't say it doesn't.
If it's subtle spell, there's no obvious spellcasting happening. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Wouldn't know.
So yeah, nothing appears to have
Cool.
occurred.
Should we go follow that nice, mainly naked young gentleman?
Yes, let us follow the sexy man. Onwards.
Hold my hand, Sister Belinda.
It's lovely and warm, your hand, isn't it? It's like a glove.
Yes.
This party is much nicer than I had anticipated.
Very cozy, very quickly. Our two new BFFs, along with Jimmy the Fingers, enter the space, and in front of you, you can see Cobus, who has just leant on one of the black chests or treasure chests that is strewn about the place, and now seems unable to remove his hand. I need you to roll initiative for me there.
Am I in the initiative count as well?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Come up from behind.
Okay. That's what happened to me last night. Okay. Sorry, should we tell you our result?
Yes, please.
14.
Thanks.
21.
15.
5.
Wait, slow down. Red is slow. 15, John.
Yeah.
25, Evie.
No, just 5.
Oh, 5.
I have a dirty initiative mod, it's fine.
Liz?
I rolled a 4.
This is working perfectly.
I'm loving these rolls
for someone's
today.
failure.
So quite far at the back. I don't know how far you can see. It's sort of dimly lit in here.
I have 90 feet of dark vision.
Okay, then you would be able to see that up ahead of you. Yeah, I don't think you've noticed necessarily because nothing's happened yet, but something's happening. What is your go, Chris? If
Ribka, did you leave any ball bearings?
No. Are you asking me? No, I think I picked them all up, so you can walk fine.
Okay.
Or slither. You slither.
I slither. That is correct,
Yes.
I slither. I'm going to move up behind everyone else and peer into the room and just look at the scene described and go, are you all right there, Cobus?
Yes, I'm absolutely fine. I just thought I'd stay here for a little bit. This is a lovely view of this wonderful space.
Okay. I will do nothing.
There's no problem at all. I'm going to try and get his hand off. He doesn't want anyone to know that he's in any way incommoded.
I will do nothing. I will say nothing. I will just watch the scene ahead. I know fully what's happening, but...
Sister Belinda.
Are you sure you're all right there, dear?
Yes, I'm fine. Why does everyone keep asking me? Everything's okay.
I'm very attached to that pillar, but it is a nice pillar. It's a nice thing to be attached to. Mr. Tiddles, are you all right? He's within our view now. Is that
Yeah, you
correct?
can see him. He hasn't noticed you yet. He's across the room.
Oh, you, Mr. Tiddles! Mr. Tiddles!
Yeah, Barker! And then sort of returns to what he was doing. With more urgency.
Rivka, should we go see what Mr. Tiddles is up to?
Yes, Sister Belinda. Let us see what Mr. Tiddles is doing.
Are you going to move across the space, Sister Belinda?
Ooh. Can I see on the floor where the large tabaxi walked? Or is it ice? Would it leave tracks?
It's all icy. You can make me a perception check, sure, to see if you can pick up Tabaxi's trail.
That's an 11.
That's not great. Yeah, not really. There's not a lot of marks that he's left.
Rivka, you look very clever. Why would you?
Would I go forward for you?
Yeah, we'll go over and see.
Yes.
No.
I will do this for you.
I'm on.
Yes.
Please.
She is going to fucking murder you when the spell is over.
Yeah. We've got about an hour and then you're dead.
Yes. I will move forward on my turn, I guess, if it's
Okay.
initiative.
It is, yeah. And you rolled a 4. So you're not moving, Sister Belinda, is that correct? Are you?
No.
Okay, fabulous. Cobus, it is your move. As I say, your hand is stuck to this treasure chest that is on the ground behind you.
So he's okay. So the first thing is he's just going to try and yank it. It doesn't seem to be moving, right?
You can make, if you want to try and yank it away, you can make a try to escape a grapple check.
Okay. Yes, I'd like to try and do that. Is that going to take up my whole turn?
That will be your action. It won't be your movement or anything else.
Okay. Okay. So everybody's still standing there, right?
Yeah, basically everyone's just standing watching you recline.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. He's gonna try and escape the grapple then.
Okay, make me either a dex or a strength check.
Okay. It's definitely gonna be Dex.
Okay.
Oh, you son of a! Wow, my rolls are really annoying me today. It rolled over a 20 and onto a 2, so that's a 5.
5 is not going to do it, I'm afraid. You tug and you tug, but you're stuck fast.
Again, what I did last night.
More lube, Ed. More lube.
Just exactly the issue. In which case, he is just going. He's trying to be cool, which, as everybody knows, is the worst thing to try and do in a stressful situation. And so he is just going to be. I'm just going to stay here. I think I'm away. And yeah, he's going to try and style it out, and he just can't. But he's going to try and make out that he can do something, and he can't really.
And it is at that exact moment that the treasure chest on which you are leaning erupts into a mass of eyes and tendrils which come thing for you, and teeth emerge from the sides, and the creature tries to take a chunk out of you.
Okay.
With an 18 to hit you.
Yeah, no, that hits.
For 10 piercing damage and 6 acid, unless you are.
Wow. No, I have no. So 16 points in total.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Yeah, that just sucks. Oh, you little shite bag! Is what gets leveled at this thing, and I can't fight back, can I, until next time?
I know you're stuck there, I'm afraid, for a turn.
Yeah, that's sad.
Oh no, how unfortunate.
Evie, Jimmy the Fingers, you watch this black treasure chest erupt into a mass of tentacles and kind of bits that come for our barely clad friend. How do you respond to the situation?
How far away is he?
Maybe 20, 30 feet in front of me?
Okay. I would like to... Yeah, at this point, he's a liability.
Correct.
I'm just saying. So, I'm gonna toddle on over with a very lovely dagger that I've been fiddling with in my pocket. And go and give him a little shibby shib with a dagger of paralysis.
Are we Ed or the monster?
Ed, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, totally. Yeah, that makes complete sense.
Okay, please make an attack roll with your dagger.
I salute you and curse you in the same movement.
Okay, so that is a 15.
Oh yeah, no, well that's my armor class, so you got me.
Just.
Ed, I think you need to make a DC con save of 15. DC 15 con save.
Con save, okay. That is a 7.
Oh god.
Everything's going very well at the moment.
After I just give you the stab, I'm like, okay, let's go.
So Ed suddenly stiffens entirely from a stuck hand Cobus, and is there kind of expression is on it. Yeah, beautiful.
I can't do the chair.
So you've watched your our barely clad colleague suddenly turn stiff, being stabbed by Jimmy the Fingers. How do you respond?
How do I respond?
No, you're stuck. Sorry,
I'm going to say, yeah.
Oh, I've seen this. I thought I was making my way towards Mr Tiddles.
Oh, this is the beginning of your turn.
Got you.
Sorry, just remember, it's not a dominate, it's just a charm. So you don't do what I tell you, you just really like me. So if it's something that's potentially going to kill you, you can be like, no, Sister Belinda, I'm not going to do that. Because I'm not going to play, but I don't want to absolutely fuck you as well.
Got you.
All about consent, this game.
Says the paralyzed man.
So I will see what has happened to my dear friend Cobus. Completely ignore that. And then I will say to Sister Belinda, did you see anything around that could be potentially dangerous?
Well, no, but I'm not very alert. I've got my reading specs on, not my other specs. I'm a little bit.
If I can add something, this is a temple of mimics, so as poor Cobus has already shown, try not to touch anything.
Calm now, Cobus, calm. I will...
You would die via penetration.
Wow.
Sorry, I had to. I'm sorry.
No, it's excellent.
I'm loving it.
For my action, could I please make a perception check to see if there's anything on the ground, to see if the ice is secure, or if there's anything not correct with the ice in front of me?
You mean in the ice specifically, or just
Does it look normal, or does it look dangerous directly, immediately before me?
Okay. Roll me a perception check, if you would.
14.
So there are large chunks of ice rubble, let's call it. Think masonry, but ice themed, between here and Mr Tiddles. The oddest thing about the scene is the treasure chests that are literally scattered everywhere, begging to be opened and have their riches stolen from them. There's some in front of you, but there's also some on the walls of the pillars. There are various. The ice itself on the floor looks like ice. Some of the pillars are ice, and others are made of black stone. Similar to the doorway that you came through at the beginning.
Okay. Resisting any urge to touch anything. I will, with my special feline agility, very quickly navigate through the scattered paraphernalia about this place.
Nice. And you dart between them. Are you heading to Mr Tiddles?
Yes.
Great. He sees you arrive. He's flicking through a notebook. In front of him, there's a large fresco on the wall, hieroglyphics, and there's a big black lever in front of him.
That's probably all I can do on my turn.
Probably is. Chris.
Mm-hmm. Where Ribka went, where Ribka stepped, nothing attacked Ribka, there was no movement, nothing like that?
No, they didn't. They were careful to watch them sort of bob and weave between unusual objects.
Did Ribka go past Cobus on the way?
Yes, but not close to.
Okay, cool. Can I get to Cobus without touching anything?
Yes.
Okay, then I will make my way across the ice rubble, just moving through it, being cautious but not being careful not to touch anything that's made of obvious gold chest that is mimic or black column. As I've shared the information freely. I think that's fair for everybody. I'll just head towards Cobus. Are you all right there? Do you need some help? I'm sorry. What's that? Okay.
Oh, you.
Is there any way I can help Cobus without touching the mimic myself?
Sure, so you could perhaps help get out of the grapple that they're in from being attacked by this creature by pulling them away.
Would it put me in any threat to my own personage?
Not if you remained at the end of your turn within 5 feet of the thing, yes you would. But if you moved out of that range, then no, you wouldn't.
Then I will try. I will try and assist Cobus, but if I can't pull Cobus out, I'm just going to leave him.
Cool. So make me a strength. Is that right? Just a strength, I think.
If it's a grapple, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, to escape a grapple, it's a strength or a dex, isn't it? But
athletics or acrobatics, technically,
yeah.
But you know,
okay.
Whatever you want me to do, I don't mind.
You choose any of those. It's fine.
Well, they're the same modifier, so I'll just it's a +3 regardless of what I do. So there we go.
Cool. 13 to beat.
Ed, it is your lucky day. I've rolled a natural 20.
Hooray! So you wrench the frozen body of the slut elf.
The slut elf.
Definitely the slut elf.
Cool.
Box, and manage to get out of range.
I will pull Cobus away from the mimic, and Cobus is still paralyzed, yes? I will lean into Cobus and very big, scary snake face, just to remind you, Ed, and just go, yeah. So, you owe me one? I'm going to need a little more than that. Yes or no?
I don't know the rules about like what I can actually do when I'm paralyzed like this. I would blink furiously. I mean,
it's kind of an unfair question on Gar's part, I think, given that you are completely rigid.
Ed,
silly. I think this is exactly the thing. Like, Cobus wants to say absolutely he owes you one, but has absolutely no way of doing it.
Do you want to try and communicate it non-verbally? Do insight rolls or something? Like, how do you want to do it?
Can you communicate via smell, or...?
I void my vowels. Obviously, indicate that's...
Depending on your thing, that might be a yes or a no.
I would say if it's there in Cobus's eyes, you can discern the terror and the gratitude. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right then. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. Deal? Good. That's the end of my turn.
I was going to say, I take it because you've been holding me that you just dropped me after that. It's like,
No. We're allies now. I basically sling you awkwardly over one shoulder like a piece of plasterboard.
Amazing. Okay.
Sister Belinda, you've just watched Gar, the snake Gar, drag Slelp away from this chest. How do you respond?
What a good snake you are. That's lovely. And Sister Belinda is going to use... how far away is the cat and Mr. Tiddles and Ribka?
They're about 80 feet away.
Okay, I will... I'll say, see you in a bit. So I will use my movement and my action to both move. So I'll take a dash, so I'll move 70 feet in that direction.
Okay, marvelous. So you cover that space and come up just behind where Mr. Tiddles is sort of dealing with this lever thing. And I think we can safely end initiatives there for the time being. Cobus, would you like to just roll me some... well, roll me a save and we'll just see how long you're paralyzed for.
A con save? Or...
Yes, another DC 15 con save.
Oh, Lord.
To the...
Come on.
18.
There we are.
You feel your body return to its suppler, lither state.
God damn it! Right. Where is that?
You hear a high-pitched whistle, and suddenly I'm invisible.
There's that elf. Now we can't see you, so we can't see. I was going to ask this. When you said that the moustache is mahogany, did you mean like the substance or just the colour?
No, just the colour, but it's like comically oversized.
Good.
Okay, I'm enjoying it. I am going to rip that moustache right off that little so-and-so's face when I get the chance. Okay, thank you very much indeed, Gar, I believe your name was.
You're more than welcome.
What do you want from me? If I can clear the slate now, I'd prefer to.
You're good. I'll tell you when.
Fine. Looking forward to it. And I'm going to try and... Well, sorry, we're not out of... we're out of initiative order, so yeah, I'm going to go over to Mr. Tiddles as well.
Okay.
Can I try and perceive where Jimmy is?
Absolutely, you can.
Oh, wow, can you do... Oh, that's clever.
It's a perception check with disadvantage, I believe.
Yeah, I'm going to say that, Jimmy, if you want to roll a stealth check as well.
Yes, I can certainly do that. No, 6.
You're a bit noisy, Jimmy.
It's all right. It's disadvantage. So, 7.
So yeah, as sort of traipsing around, Jimmy bangs their foot against something, and you definitely pick up a
Actually, it's proving more of a and then
I'd like to move up to near Jimmy, not threatening, just moving in the general direction. You all right there, Jimmy?
You know that he's going to be a liability now, right? Just going to slow us down.
Potentially. Or we've got a situation here we can use to our advantage, right?
I like the way you think, you sneaky son of a bitch.
Just let me know if you need me when the time's right. And I will wink at where I think Jimmy is, probably comically slightly off to one side.
I will invisibly go...
I love it.
Very good. Very
Cool.
Good. Ribka and Sister Belinda, you find, and indeed Cobus joining, you find Mr. Tiddles still furious, not paying much attention to you. What do you want to get up to?
I want to go and try and peer over his shoulder like I was doing before, but this time I'll be a little more obvious about it. What's going on here, Mr Tiddles? I think that we're wanting to help if we possibly can.
Well, you say that, but well, there's supposed to be a door here somewhere, and I think this is the right lever, but as you can see, this place is littered with crap of all kinds, and most of it will try and eat you, and I don't know how to tell.
Oh, should we just...
Why don't you pull the lever, and we'll find out. That would just solve the problem for me. Go on, it's quite safe.
Okay, well, this can't possibly go wrong. Is there a lever there, obviously?
Yes, there is.
Is it black?
It is.
Oh, well, I'm not...
Go on, just a little squeeze. Go on, Gibbous.
That's what they said last night as well. No, the thing is, I may be as stupid as I look, but surely I don't look that stupid. I know what it is that just nearly bit my arm off when I touched it over there, and it was a black thing, and I'm not touching that thing if it's...
And now you have acquainted yourself with our little conundrum.
I see.
Auntie, I asked the shrunken head, is that lever a mimic?
Oh yes, dear, most of the things in here is mimics. Not all of them, mind. I got through here, didn't I?
So how do we get past this fresco?
You sure you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Alright, there's several levers in the room, isn't there? It's the one over there, that way. She sort of knocks her head to the side. She doesn't have an awful lot of ability to gesticulate.
Sways slightly in a direction.
Over there, to the, I'm going to call it the east. There's one. See that fresco of that person sort of outlined in red? Yeah, that's the one. Careful though, careful where you stand when you put it.
I think what Cobus is going to do is actually he's going to take out a hand crossbow and shoot the lever.
Badass.
It's the thing of like, all right, well, I don't want to touch it, but maybe if I don't touch it myself.
And the arrow and sticks to the lever and then falls to the ground.
Can I whisper to the lovely sister, just in my invisibleness? He has a golden hand in his bag. Use the golden hand.
I love invisibly you were going.
Yes, I have a lot of flair, even when I can't be seen.
Professional, that's what that is.
The voice from the heavens speaks to me. Cobus, what about that nice golden arm you had before?
Oh, now there is a very good plan. Let's have a look at this. And so I'm going to whip out the golden arm. And
would you say that the golden arm is longer than 5 foot?
Well, that's kind of up to you. It's however, because you said it was like a human-sized statue. I cut the arm off the statue. I would imagine that would be more like 3 feet than 5 feet.
3 feet? How long are your arms?
Well, it depends. Okay. I thought your arm span was supposed to be the same as your height, roughly.
Is it?
I think so.
I don't know.
Well, anyway. But yes, so he's going to take... I mean, it's going to be less than 5 feet unless this statue is very weirdly proportioned. That is a good point. But he will attempt to move the lever with the statue arm.
Okay. As you put the thing against the lever, you feel it, a now familiar sensation to you. The arm gets kind of tacky as it goes, and you find you can't get it back. You just notice across the surface of this lever, a kind of thing stirs.
Right. Well, so from that point of view, if it stirs, as in like if it's become even vaguely animated, then I want to stick it with a scimitar. But like I'm not going to do that until it actually shows like signs of wanting to hurt.
Hang on. Are you prodding the lever, the obvious black lever, or are you prodding the lever I pointed out? Because I'm speaking openly with the shrunken head. I'm not being quiet about it at all.
Sorry, I thought that was just...
No.
You said whispered.
Oh, my apologies. No, I will talk openly to the head that I have stolen from Tiddles. That's fine.
Well, in which case, sorry. Right. If that's the case, then I'm not going to try and like piss off this mimic for no good reason. Okay, cool.
So then, from Gar, you have heard that they have access to the correct lever in the space.
So I think just for ease of role playing, I'm therefore going to leave this golden arm in the jaws of the mimic. Yes, exactly, and just go. Right, you want that? You take that. I'm sure there's other stuff around here that I can get. where is this other lever? And because I did hear the head go, be careful where you stand.
Yes, yeah. I don't think the head can speak quietly enough that you lot can't hear. Otherwise, I don't want to be that privy to that much information. I want to share it.
Okay, in which case Mr. Tiddles turns and looks at you and goes, I believe that is my head. I paid quite a lot of money to teleport it out of here and get it into my possession. It is valuable to me, like a family heirloom. Perhaps
Okay.
you would pass it over.
Why don't I keep charge of it for now, huh?
No, I'd really rather you passed it over.
At this point, Rivka will hold up from her satchel a wooden spoon and say, Mr. Tiddles, he also gave this to me. I believe it is yours. I will give it back. The snake man.
Snake person. Say them.
Snake person.
Thank you.
The snake person, they stole it from me.
Roll me a deception,
From you.
Rivka.
Oh, please get this high.
13?
That is the basis. That was my grandmother's spoon. You have ployed it from my belongings. Sir. There. What? Sir? Master person. What is the...
I don't know.
Okay.
You being...
That is a true disgrace. Everybody noticed this. A thief with no morals. Absolute disgrace. Absolute disgrace. Well, fine. You can keep hold of the head for now if you must, but...
I'll happily share the information that it gives, but you abandoned us in that first chamber, and I think we all need to work together to get out of here.
Okay, marvelous idea. In that case, let's follow the head's instructions. It is an ancient survivor of this hideous pyramid. It knows, I believe, some of the ways through here. It's so nice that we're all together again. I am much happier when we're working together.
Here.
Mr. Tiddles, may I give you back your spoon?
Please.
I've been dying to give it back to you. Ever since the snake person gave it to me, I thought, no, this is Mr. Tiddles' spoon. It is not Rivka's spoon, it is Mr. Tiddles' spoon, and you shall have it back. Especially if it is from Grand Barbushka. Mr. Tiddles.
Thank you, Rivka. I always knew you were a kind-hearted monster.
Yes.
Thank you.
Amazing.
It's an important family artifact, but anyway, we must focus on what's ahead of us. This way, you said, Gar.
I think Cobus was about to trigger the right lever.
I'll see what I can do. And he takes out a scimitar and hacks off. You said there were lots of the gold statues around in here as well?
Yeah, there was some in the space. You want to hack off more?
So he's going to slash another arm off and then use it to try and shift up what looks like the correct lever. Standing as far away from it, there's a sort of there's an arm on the end of an arm, if you see what I mean. So he's going to try and be as far away from it as he can with that. I'm going to say he's standing directly to the... If he's looking directly at the lever, he wants to be standing to the left-hand side of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's like in the corner of the square space. So yeah, you can get around 90.
Yeah, exactly.
Away. There are large kind of all painted frescoes on the wall. Where is everyone else standing while this is happening?
But way back where the original obvious fake lever is.
Okay, so that's quite away. That's like 100 feet away.
Sure.
Oh wow, big space.
By Mr. Tiddles.
So Mr. Tiddles is going to go and join Cobus and.
Well, then in which case I will join Mr. Tiddles.
Yes.
I was going to say, like, I think Cobus starts striding across, like, very, very confidently, and then turns around and realizes no one's following. Is anyone going to? No, all right, fine, I'll do it myself. And I presume that people start following on after that.
Sure. I'll go last, Fred.
Okay. What I'm trying to guess is. Sorry, Rivka.
I think Rivka might try to also go last, if that's
Oh, so we're the last two there. Perfect. That's fine.
Space.
I will
Both
just...
standing there, going.
After you.
Oh no, I insist.
No, please, after you.
You've already stabbed me in the back once with your words. I would hate to be stabbed in the back with something sharper.
I do not know what you mean. I will let you go first.
No, you're fine.
This could take the entire session.
Yes, we stand there for an hour. Would I be able to perhaps maybe try and walk in front, but then just disappear into the shadows behind Gar?
You could attempt a stealth check, and Gar is
Going to have to be a good one.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
Come on, dice. 25?
that be your passive wisdom?
Yeah, my passive wisdom's a 13.
You somehow managed to slink off into the shadows, and God, you turn your head, and somehow the Russian Rybka has vanished from sight.
I will laugh quietly, just, for your benefit.
You hear a very sinister chuckle behind you as well.
And you hear another one behind you.
Jimmy's fingers, is that you?
Jimmy's fingers. I'll just go ahead to join the others. Fine.
Great. Yeah.
Question about the gold statues. Are these whole?
These ones are all whole, all sort of in positions of worship. Anything else? No.
Anything about the mural? That one.
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
Would you like to look at it?
Yeah. I've been having a look.
Sure. So the one in front of where you're standing,
At the cloister. I didn't do art appreciation. That was Sister Wendy. So
Yes. Very good. Very good.
So as your eyes scan the space, as I say, it's like a square room. It's about 100 feet across, filled with all these pillars. There was a fresco where you were standing, but you didn't look at that. The one in front of where you're standing right now is it's quite crudely cut into the ice, right? But then it's been filled with what appears to be like a kind of black ink, and you can see it's kind of simplistically depicting, surrounded by writing, these piles of bodies. Various of them going along, with people stood atop them, and they're all different heights, these piles, and there's one in the middle who is higher than all the others on the highest pile of bodies, and he's been painted in red where all the others haven't been painted in red, and he seems to be glowing with a red aura.
Okay.
Well, that's the key, apparently.
Key?
Well, it's the way to open the door.
Oh, sorry. That was a question as a player, not as...
Oh, yeah. And if you press that thing with the golden hand, it'll open, mate.
Right. Right, fine. Given that Cobus is in a position to do that, he's going to try and press it.
So let me just once again, so I know where you are, Cobus, and I know where Mr. Tiddles is stood beside you. Sister Belinda, where are you standing at this point?
So she'll be kind of near those guys within 10 feet, but stood back a little bit, avoiding any chests or any black scroll. Mm-hmm. To take in the fresco of all these piles of bodies and the victors on top of them.
Okay, and do you wait, Cobus, for Gar, only Gar to join?
Everyone else is mysterious.
Or are we pulling this lever?
Basically, as long as Mr. Tiddles is there, then I'm happy to just press.
So you push the lever with the gold arm, the big thunk, and the floor underneath us falls away. And Mr. Tiddles and you both need to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh, Meg. Trying desperately to be as careful as possible. Oh, that's a dirty 20.
Nice.
Very good.
Yeah.
So Mr. Tiddles and you vanish beneath the floor, and the floor returns to where it was. And we'll come back to us in a minute, Ed.
Right.
The rest of you have just watched the two of them vanish, the cat and the sex elf.
No door has opened, nothing like that.
So this is quite a big Indiana Jones trap, like the floor.
It's quite large. It was a good sort of 15 foot from this corner.
Ah, right. So trying to step one side of it just didn't help.
No, it was everything we were standing on.
Yeah, okay.
Auntie, am I to assume that that's the way forward?
Oh, yes, dear.
All right, then. Then I will go up and press it and go down the pit as well. Oh, go on.
I'll join.
Careful now, dear. You want to make sure you get down the right side.
Which one's the right side?
The one that doesn't smell so bad, I think.
Okay.
Hello, Sister Belinda, little shrunken head lady. How do you tell in this moment where this trap opens how we fall which way?
Well, you've got to be quick, haven't you, dear? Limber. I was very limber when I was here last.
Well, Belinda, since we're here, maybe we could assist each other.
Oh, that sounds lovely, dear. Nice to have a bit of teamwork, isn't it?
At that point, Ribka will emerge from the shadows and say, I am very good at teamwork also. And I will summon Mage Hand and use it to manipulate the lever with the legerdemain. I always forget how to say that.
Legerdemain.
Great. So you pull the lever with your mage hand, standing more than 50 feet away, and the thing goes down into the floor. And you can see, indeed, that there are two sliding ice panels going off in two different directions beneath the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And can we have a sniff?
Yeah. Would like to roll me a perception check for...
I will happily assist someone else.
Okay.
In fact, would someone like bardic inspiration?
Do you say that appearing? Is that
Those words just come from behind Belinda's head.
Stay invisible. I mean, it's...
Well, I got a 13.
With assistance?
With assistance. Help me smell. Another 13.
Oh, they smell.
It's
I don't
quite... yeah, sorry.
I don't want a rules lawyer, but how does one help another person smell?
I guess they're both smelling.
Oh, indeed. Sorry, yes. I just had an idea of sort of someone...
Use your nose!
I like
Come on, man. Smell harder. Really put your nasal passages into it. You know.
That's what I was imagining.
It's like a wine tasting, and she's like, I'm getting notes of like Hawthorne and this corpse, and I was being a tracker and this could be this.
Understood.
Yeah. But both the thing to your nostrils smells pretty dank and unpleasant in both directions.
I don't know. I've got an old nose.
How much rope have we got on us?
I think I've got some.
I got 50 foot.
Same.
Maybe if we tie them all together, we can try one and see, and then maybe come back.
Good idea. Is there anything we can affix a rope to that's not a mimic?
Hard to say, babes. There are, you can probably find a piece of masonry or something, and they look pretty safe.
Cool. Then I will tie together the ropes and tie it to the piece of masonry and look around and say, who wants to go first?
Well, which side do you think we're going to go?
I can't tell the difference. I guess it's 50-50.
Okay. You're going to hold on tight there, aren't you? You're not going to drop there or anything terrible like that, are you?
Perish the thought.
So I'm going to start going down the rope. I'll go the left-hand side.
So the rope's down the left-hand side. So
is the surface of this, I'm just going to put my hand on it.
Mm-hmm.
Could I climb it?
It's quite slippery.
But given my creepy crawl along the ceiling nun ability.
Yeah.
Is it like spider climb?
Yeah.
Are you sticky? Then you could climb it.
Cool. But I'm just going to do that quite discreetly, just to check. So if they screw me, I will pass off the ceiling and drink your blood.
We officially don't know you're a vampire. It's fine.
Paranoia.
Remember that you currently have a d6 of bardic inspiration to use on this if you like.
Thank you.
D6 for creepy. Noted.
I'll start going down and I'll be shouting to go, Cobus, are you down there? Hello? Cobus?
Can I hear this?
You cannot hear this, unfortunately.
Can I not?
No.
Okay.
You start. I'll just go a little bit further. You head down. How long was your rope?
If it's all four of us, I don't know if Jimmy's going to hand some rope in as well.
Jimmy, do you have rope?
I've had a look through my items, and for some reason, I don't seem to have rope.
Then 150 feet.
Okay. So after about 100 feet, Belinda, on your shuffling down like on a water slide. That's how I'm imagining you. Drops off. How far can you see in the dark?
60 foot.
So you can just see the ground beneath you. You can't see colours or anything, so yeah, it's just you can see that there is ground down there, but it's very, very dark down here. Roll me a perception check from here.
20, 30.
Its smell is much stronger down here. It's very caustic.
I will go back up the rope and explain it does not smell nice down there. This is definitely the stinky side. We should go down to the side.
Did you see Cobus or
No.
Tiddles?
No. I must have got the jigabers.
All right then.
Down in a dark, dark passageway, somewhere within this building, Cobus and Mr Tiddles pick themselves up off the ground, finding themselves, perhaps luckily, in a room that is full of treasure chests. Picture. These are all on the floor, quite close together. Just be careful. And a small entranceway lit by sort of evil-looking sconces, as in they're lit and it's dark. Seems to make a narrow passageway off from here. What you notice about it is that it is largely filled with more treasure chests on the walls. It's really quite cramped. Mr. Tiddles looks at you. Roll me a perception check if you would, Cobus.
Yes, absolutely I can. Oh, this is going to be fascinating. 16.
Okay. You notice in the gloom that Mr. Tiddles is currently irradiating a slight red aura. There is something beneath his shirt that perhaps is helping the source of this glow. And he smiles at you and then attempts to just back away very carefully. And what you notice is that the things that he's brushing up against, because it's quite cramped, do not erupt into eyes and teeth and depths. And he starts backing away into the shadows.
I'm going to try and catch hold of, as it were, like his collar, if you see what I mean. Just with I don't know if it would be sleight of hand of what, but I would just be, without saying anything, I would try and catch hold.
Okay. Make me a sleight of hand check.
Okay. 11.
Roll him a reverse. He rolls a 9. You grab hold of his collar and he's not particularly strong, right? So he finds himself a little bit caught in your grip.
No, that's what. So, and then I just want to say to him, not coming any closer, but making very sure that he, as it were, knows what I mean. I don't want to be any closer to you than I am already. What I would like to know is, if I let you go, given that I did let you go, can you give me one extra chance?
A chance? What did you have in mind, Cobus?
Nearly everybody in here, except I'm pretty sure for you, is going to die. And not only that, but once we've all got through, I'm pretty sure whoever's the winner is going to die as well. I'm just saying, could I have a second chance? If you're going to kill me after that, please do. Just give me a second chance if you get the option.
And
all right.
And what does Tiddles get out of this bargain?
My eternal servitude. How about that?
Roll me a persuasion.
Ooh, Ooh, I'm amazed.
Potentially a deception.
Yeah, that too.
Potentially, in your case, an intimidation. I'm not sure what it really was.
Wow. Okay, whatever it was, I just rolled a 2, so that's a 5.
Aww.
Yeah. Yes.
I'll tell you what, Tiddles says, looking you up and down, perhaps not quite so sold on the idea of having you around the house forever.
Understood.
It's a dirty sex elf in the corner.
There might be a little favor I need some ways up ahead. If you step up for me then, I'll make sure that we both get out of this alive. How about that?
Oh, absolutely.
Good.
Very happy.
Because stay very close to me. The mimics won't attack as long as you're near me at the moment. Okay? They're everywhere down here. Be very careful. And he begins inching his way forwards through this passage. And together you manage to progress through it. He points out along the way, there are various pressure plates on the floor, and he points to golden statues in the wings, and you carefully step around them, avoiding whatever that would do.
Cool.
And you inch your way along this very narrow passage towards the end.
So I'm going to try and take note of exactly what he's telling me, as in, like, if I see these kind of things in the future, I want to note everything that he points out to me and all the dangers and stuff like that, because I feel like this is good information. I do want to be, you know, that thing when someone's like, I want to be as close to him as I possibly can without completely invading his personal space. And this is just something for me. What does he smell like?
Oh, like cherry blossom and old blood.
Gorgeous. Okay, yep, that's wonderful. All right, I'll keep on going and following and taking notes with him.
Okay. So we'll come back up to the surface where the hatch stands open, and Sister Belinda has just slimed their way back up the walls, perhaps revealing, I think, unless you're going to make an athletics check, that you're using that ability. But we'll have to wait until we find out until Act 2 of this game. Mwah, see you all in a few minutes.
See you in a bit.
Hi, welcome back. Hope you had a good interval. What did you do? Did you use the time wisely? Who cares? The Temple of the Pyramid. Mr Tiddles and Cobus have vanished beneath the ground, leaving these other 4 reprobates standing in various degrees of visibility, perhaps looking down this hole that's being kept open by a mage hand with legerdemain. A rope has been drawn up. Sister Belinda, how did you climb up? That was the question I was curious about. Did you climb the rope? Are you pretending? Or did you sort of expose your stickiness?
So climbing up the rope, what I would like to do is I'd like to use my vampire spider climb abilities to climb up without having to make an athletics check, as you said. But I'd like to pretend like it's taken quite a lot of work.
Cool.
Find the
Roll
seam.
me performance for the subtlety of your art.
22.
22. Does anyone's passive insight or wisdom behind that? No. Do you come? Like,
Mr. Linda, she teaches the drama club at the convent. She's very good at mime.
it's, wow. It's amazing how she can squeeze a whole 3-hour performance out of mine that they're great. So Sister Belinda pulls herself back up. What news do you bring?
So I think we're back to the wrong horse. It smells quite fetid down there. Not nice. And I think we should go down the other one. I think it would be better.
Oh, good.
Pull the rope up, drop it down the other one. Are you repeating the same trick?
Yeah, I think if it's been clear that way is the deadly way, I think I will offer to go first. All right, well, if this is the right way, then I'll lead the way, shall I?
Please do go.
Up to you.
Is Gar a good climber? How does that work with a snake tail?
I'm actually relatively sticky. I don't have a climb speed per se, but I can coil around rope and things like that. That's
You
absolutely
can
fine.
handle it yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
Head on down.
Cool. I start heading on down because I can coil and my hands are free.
Cool. Do you still need to make me an athletics check, do you?
Of course, yeah.
As it's very slippery.
Oh, there's the nat one.
I love a nat one. So Gar confidently coils himself around the rope and begins to descend, and then suddenly whoop, flies into darkness like a 1980s kids film, and you emerge from a hole, and you fall not very far, but you do take 3d6 damage.
Okay.
As you go.
You gonna roll it for me? Or...
Oh. All right. That's 11, 12.
Okay.
You land in a room all unfamiliar to you, surrounded by a massive treasure chests. There is a small 5-foot wide corridor leading off, which seems pretty crowded with these things.
Okay.
I make a suggestion that unless you could walk on walls or fly or, I don't know, something else, it would be tricky to get through it all without brushing into stuff.
Okay.
Is my sense. Are the rest of you following Gar down this hole?
Yes, Rivka, holding the mage hand, will follow Gar, and then stop holding the mage hand.
Legend. Fucking legend.
Rivka vanishes into the hole. Is there any passing expression on your face, Rivka?
Expression on my face. Goodbye, sister.
Good odds.
She treats her enemies.
You have a climb speed, correct?
Yes, of 20 foot, I believe. Come on, eyes.
Okay.
Yep, Tabaxi.
Yeah. So make me an athletics check with advantage then. Because I've got everything from sticky to coily. It's tricky on Red Spring.
Well, the second one was a 1. The first one was an 11, though.
Okay, that's good. You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you just...
May I cast Feather Fall upon myself as a reaction, seeing that I'm about to tumble?
Oh.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
You take no damage.
Hooray!
Hooray! And land right next to Gar in this
Hello.
room as described.
You made it.
Oh,
Ta-da!
you are alone, the two of you, in the dark, in the silence. Oh, in fact, Gar is invisible. It's totally dark in this room.
Do you have dark vision, Ripka, so you can see the treasure chests and that sort of thing?
Yes.
Okay, well, you can't see me at all. I am invisible to you.
Where are you, Gar? I cannot see you.
Oh, sorry, that's part of my
Hello?
training. I'm right next to you.
I will bring out my... I've got a fancy, very, very fancy bit of equipment. I believe
A lantern.
Yeah, even though I don't need it, I will just hold it up to look around the wider room.
Fine.
That's long shadows with your thing revealing the shapes of all these chests. And indeed, Gar the snake person stood beside.
Hello.
Good to see you.
And you.
Well, looks like we've got more mimics.
After you.
If you insist. Red, I'd like to cast Zephyr Strike on myself.
Okay, I don't know what that does.
When I cast Zephyr Strike on myself, until the spell ends, my movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks.
Smart.
And I will, surprisingly quickly, because I move like the wind, slide down this passageway, avoiding every mimic along the way. Just...
Wonderful. If you would just make me a deck save as you do that, please.
Sure. My movement speed is currently 90, if I dash, which is a bonus action, so I'm dashing, is 90 feet.
Wow. Okay, you'll get right down this corridor.
Perfect. Dex save, you say?
Yes, please.
Oh dear God, come on. Right. It's my best one. Yeah! That's alright, it's an 18.
That's fine. So as you go along, you're ripping at quite a pace. The sound of your own sonic boom almost drowning out, but not quite. The feeling of the pressure plate that you stand on as you walk down to the other end. Turn around. Nothing manages to get you while that happens. But as you turn around, you hear this great grinding, and you can catch Ribka's eyes, if you can still see that far, just as the two sides of the walls just begin to move in towards each other. Back up top, Sister Linda and Jimmy the Fingers. The Legerdemain hand has just vanished and the doors have once again closed.
Oh. Well, it's a bit rude.
Harry, it's almost as if she doesn't like us.
No, I thought we were getting along so well. In terms of where the painting of the reds thing is in relation to the pit, how does that work?
So the lever is in the corner of a room and the fresco is painted across that corner.
Okay. So is it possible to stand where we want to fall and touch it?
And touch the fresco?
Yeah.
You could pull the lever and touch one of the walls, by the way.
Okay. We would have to touch it with our hand. What have you got any ideas, Jimmy Love?
Being very roguey as I'm known to be, I guess I'm good at jumping. Bro.
Press this thing that Rivka was doing before, and that's a lovely Cobus pressed, and the thing opens. We know which side we want to fall. Should we try that? Do you want to touch it?
Fuck it. And yeah.
Anyway.
I'm just gonna go for it.
What's happened to the rope?
Oh yeah.
So the rope is still attached somewhere. I guess it's now. So if you imagine what you could see when you were looking down, because you'd have had it open, the two sort of trapdoors go away, and there's like a point here, right? And you can go down either side. I say that because if you were pulling the lever, I'll get you to make a dex save as we did at the beginning. And if you score high, you're going one way, and if you score low, you're going the other way, unless you've got anything in that. Anything else that you can contribute to control that. That's how that fall happened for Cobus and Mr Tiddles.
Jimmy is one for gambling, so let's.
Linda is not. She will put a hand on the floor. I'm going to try and use the spider climb to control where she falls.
Very good. That's good. That's an excellent idea. So I will allow you to roll your dex save with advantage, and if you score high enough, I'll let you choose. You, Jimmy, are going where the dice go.
Oh yeah. Ooh, 21.
Nice. You vanish into the floor.
22 and 19.
Where you can pick. You're going down the same way that Jimmy just went, the non-smelly one. Cool. You begin falling down the chute. Ribka, stood in the room surrounded by treasure chests. A already narrow and cramped and treasure-filled corridor is now beginning to grindingly close.
Oh god. Oh god. I will. What will I do? Who knows? Let's see.
How far away? I'm 90 feet away.
90 feet ahead at the moment. So literally the other end of this corridor.
And at what point is the closing bit? How far away am I from the end of the closing bit?
So it's about, let's say, 60 foot to do that bit. So you're about 30 foot ahead of that now.
Cool.
I will. Do I hear anything from behind me? Do I get the impression that anyone is coming?
The longer you leave it, the more you might hear, but at this exact moment, no.
Can I move 5 feet? I'm 30 feet ahead of the closing bit. Is that right? I'm 30 feet ahead of the closing bit.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Then can I move about 20, 25 feet towards the closing bit and gesture to come on, come quickly, it's closing.
I will use my feline ability yet again to try and increase my speed, and I'm just going to try and run, trying to follow where Gar went.
Okay. You nimbly set off down this corridor. You can cover the whole thing with your feline agility in a single turn. But as you move, you feel yourself knocking into these various bits, and I need you... I'm going to make some attacks of opportunity against you. Gonna be brutal.
Yay!
Just saying.
Okay.
Oh, that's a 14 to hit you.
Oh, that just hits.
Awesome. So, go on.
Am I able to use a bonus action in this point? To, for example, use the disengage action?
You will find yourself stuck.
Got you.
It would have to happen first, wouldn't it, before you could disengage? So you're already grappled. You haven't used your action, so I will allow you to use your action to try and break the grapple.
I will do that in that case if I'm stuck.
So make me a strength, an athletics or an acrobatics, I think it was, to escape it. Oh, it's a DC 13.
I'll use acrobatics, and that is a 15.
Great. So as you're going along, your hip just sort of snags on something and you manage to yank it free. We've now got about 3 foot left. You continue your dash forwards. Last dice. It rolls a 24 to hit.
Oh, that doesn't hit, Red. That misses.
That misses.
Completely. Gosh.
Completely.
Do you get it? You're just about to like hurdle over the last one, and you just your tail just go. By this point, God, they're just 10 feet in as this thing kind of erupts behind Rivka and starts grasping at them.
Can I attack it? As in, can I make a ranged attack against it? Are we in initiative?
I think we probably should be. I'll do Sister Belinda and Jimmy the Fingers.
Fine.
Drop down into a space.
Oh, don't drop.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna head is gonna go around weirdly and just start crawling down.
No!
There was always going to be a weird nun moment. We found it.
Maybe first of many. Who knows?
That was horrible. I wasn't ready for that. Great. Jimmy the Fingers, you will need to make me an athletics check just for this landing.
You sure you don't want acrobatics?
I am sure.
Okay, so that is 2.
Ooh. That's not good. You stumble, it's very dark down here, and crash into the ground, taking a stonking 11 damage as you hit the floor.
And I'm visible.
Yeah.
No.
And
the moustache still there?
Is the moustache still there? Should I roll?
I'm gonna say you can just decide.
I think it falls off and then I snatch it back up and try and cram it back on. So it'll be upside down.
Perfect.
Yeah. Nice. Sister Belinda, did you notice that? You can.
No, I think I'm a bit more worried about the closing walls.
Okay. So, except for you and I, Cobus, if everyone else would roll initiative for me there. And if you want to shout out,
19.
19 for Chris.
20.
John.
22.
22.
22. Thanks, John, too.
24.
Wow.
24. Okay, so the scene is thus. There's a narrowing corridor, slowly grinding in. There's a cat at the far end, kind of snagged on a thing. Beyond that is a snake person, and that's where we begin. It's quite crowded, as I perhaps have mentioned. Evie, Jimmy the Fingers, climbing up from your awkward landing, you are nevertheless speedy and off the mark. What do you do?
Okay, so the walls are closing in, right?
They are.
They are. Okay, I'm gonna do the only thing I can do that increases my walking pace and as I begin to bolt, making sure my moustache is on. I've lost one of my elf ears at this point. I take my blade and I do a little hutcha in the air to increase my speed by 10 foot as I dash.
So that gives you a total speed of 80, is that right? Off the top of my head?
Yes, it should do, I think. Yeah,
Great,
that's right.
so that would allow you to get all the way to the end of the corridor. But similarly, it's quite narrow, so I'm going to have to make you take a couple of attacks of opportunity unless you've got anything to protect from them. So
Can't say that I do.
okay. Don't worry, there's a cat on the second one, so it's fine. That is a 19 to hit you.
That clumps.
So you find yourself snagged on the very first one. There's a little bit of cat fur on it, in fact, as this thing goes on. Your increase to your movement speed, did that cost you an action or anything?
Yes, it did.
Okay. Then you're stuck.
Oh, well.
You have to wait a turn. Oh my god, Evie. But maybe someone will come and save you, right? Have faith.
Okay.
Ribka, you're
Yes.
right near the end of the tunnel. You're only 10 feet from the end, but you are unfortunately stuck to a treasure chest. What would you like to do?
I will try to to become ungrappled by said treasure chest.
Please make me escape with the grapple check.
Acrobatics?
That's fine, yeah. 13.
19.
Hey.
Perhaps tearing some of the fur away from the back end of you.
And now bold. From the waist down.
That makes two of us.
And I'm guessing you scarper towards the edge of the corridor?
Yes, I do.
I'm about 25 feet, like I'm 5 feet from the edge of where the walls are closing. If you want to stop there, if you want to run past.
I will scarper towards you as far as I can. That is what I do. I will just keep on going as quickly as possible.
Run past me.
You're gonna go past? Okay, you head off down the corridor. And I won't come back to you on initiative unless you want to be, but it's up to you, it's fine. Sister Belinda, that's right, yeah, Sister Belinda.
Are there any mimics on the ceiling?
There are, but it's quite cramped, so not so many. It's a...
Okay.
And if you're able to walk on ceiling and floors, you could probably get around between them more easily than if you had to take it straight on.
Okay, well, I'll do that, and I will dash for my action, so I'll go 70 foot.
Oh gosh, okay. Let's see how you do. Oh, the first one rolls a 3 plus a 5, 8.
No, that does not penetrate my habit.
Oh, and the same, another 8. So you manage to bob and weave and cover the entire distance. You get as close as Gar, certainly.
I mean, do you want to go past me or do you want to stop where I am?
Only had 70 feet, I think that would take you up to where you're standing.
I moved 90 and then moved back 20. So yeah, you're... Important question, Sister Belinda. Are you in front of me? You're going sort of around me.
I'm on the ceiling.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Say Belinda.
Are you going to stop in front of or behind Gar? Are you going to go past them or no, it might be?
I will go as far as I can go, so I can get a little bit further from that through.
You can just pass. It is really cramped in here. Just, you're all within sort of 5 feet of each other at the moment. Just in case that's relevant. Who's next on my list? Chris.
How fast are the walls closing?
They're now about sort of 2.5 foot in.
How wide's the corridor?
about 5 feet normally. There's about 2.5 foot left. There's about room for a person.
I'm not going to be able to go back and get Jimmy and come back again. I'm not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to go all the way and back again. I've still got Zephyr Strike up, but I'd have to use an action to try and free you. Nah, sorry, Jimmy, I can't help you.
I may have a plan if I last that long.
Okay. Then in which case I will look somewhat pained that I can't help, but also just have a sort of resigned look as I look up at Belinda and go, well, just watching Jimmy.
It is what it is.
Any words of support for Jimmy the Fingers? No,
I'm going to look at Belinda and go, that's a neat trick.
I will look up at Belinda, realizing that she's there, and be like, Sister Belinda, how did you get there? Why are you on ceiling?
Just a bit sticky-fingered, Jim.
Where is Jimmy the Fingers?
Back in there, unfortunately.
Oh no.
We return to Jimmy the Fingers right now. Unfortunately, it is not Jimmy the Fingers' turn. It is the thing that is grabbing hold.
Oh no.
Going to make a roll against you. I wish you luck. That is a 15 to hit you.
That hits, yep.
It takes teeth emerge everywhere and suddenly trying to bite off one of your legs. It comes for you with 6 piercing damage and 7 acid damage.
Okay.
So you don't have any resistances to those. Taking a big chunk out.
13, I'm just trying to do maths. 11 plus 13 is...
24.
24. I'm still alive.
Evie, Jimmy the Fingers, it is your turn.
Okay. This is a Hail Mary. I don't know if this is going to work, but I have my Asimar nuke. So, I use Necrotic Shroud.
Oh my god.
Skeleton wings approach from my back, and everything within 10 feet is automatically frightened of me, and I'm hoping that will make it release its grip.
Absolutely, that will make it release its grip.
And I dart.
Nice. Can you now fly?
Sorry?
Can you fly?
No, I'm a fallen Asimar.
What did you do?
Well, they all take necrotic damage, but yeah.
Okay. Do that to cost your action. Just
That is my action, yeah.
No.
dash towards the end. There's only 1 mimic left. It's 10 foot from the exit. The walls are closing in. Maybe got 1.5 feet left at this point. It rolls a 9 to hit you. Oh! Come!
Yes, come on, Jimmy.
All the mimics inside this corridor just burst into sort of liquidy bits as the walls come in and crush them.
Nice.
Silence behind you.
You're right there, Jimmy.
Yes.
Insight check.
All my wings. I'm fine.
Lovely wings, Jimmy. Very nice. Are we
Yes.
frightened of you as well?
All elves can do this.
Looks like we all made it. Good.
Can I cast Healing Hands on myself?
Absolutely, you may.
Oh, good
Hooray.
point. Can I cure wounds myself while we're here?
What? What is this healing in this? Oh,
I
God.
know. Right.
Balderdash.
Speaking of Cobus, we're a little bit further ahead down this corridor that we have been able to navigate because Mr. Tiddles knows something of the way forwards. But we find ourselves in a new room, a circular space, not particularly large, only about 30 feet across. There's an object in it that is familiar to you. In fact, there are 2 objects that are familiar to you. There is a very large black wall, looks like a giant door, ornately carved in this black stone. And in front of it, there is a golden statue. Mr. Tiddles is eyeing both of them carefully. We'll come back there in a second. The rest of you are in the corridor. What would you like to do? Up ahead, you can see the light of the room where indeed Cobus and Mr. Tiddles are already.
Move towards it.
Cool. So we will eventually arrive in this room. But just before that, Mr. Tiddles turns to you, Cobus, and examines the statue with you, and is looking it over and down. Do you see, Cobus? Do you see how this works? Do you see?
So, what I'm going to have to do is become gold.
No. Much like poor Colin earlier, you see, these temple mimics are trained very specifically only to open and translate the path forward if they are given the correct, shall we say, token of our appreciation and subservience. Yes, unfortunately, poor Colin lost his arm in the endeavor. But if I pay attention to this statue here, you'll notice that it is missing not an arm, but an eye and a hand. Perhaps I need one or either of those. I believe you said you'd do me a little favor. Perhaps you'd be willing to offer one of yours, or indeed to locate one from a suitable contributor. And he grins at you just as the, oh, please, or go.
Oh my god.
And the others enter the room.
Okay, if they, wow. Okay, yes.
Do you want to do something?
No, I'm going to do something.
Oh god.
It's very lucky. I like pain, and he takes out a crossbow bolt and gets it, sort of shuts one eye, and you know where the corner of the eye is, like closest to the nose. He's gonna put the bolt up to the eye and go. And he's gonna turn around to everybody else in the room and goes, unless anyone else has got an eye that they're not particularly interested in, and he's going to stick the bolt into his eye. God, that feels good. And then there is because no one's doing anything, there's going to be a pop. And he's going to rip the nerve out, and then sort of hold it up. Well, I never needed you much anyway. Where do I put this exactly?
Mr. Tiddles is furry, obviously, as a tabaxi, but nevertheless has blanched. Just sort of quivering. You see there's sort of a bowl kind of protrusion on the front of the thing. Yeah, but just pop it in there. I believe.
That should be fine. Good. And suddenly lacking, like, he's going to reach forward and try and drop it in the bowl. I think we should make some kind of a test.
Absolutely. Well, you now have a disadvantage on all perception checks. Looking at your eyes.
Yes,
why don't you make a projection check to see if you can hit the bowl accurately?
Oh my god.
That's actually a 22. Well, hang on, with disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Forever.
That was your good eye. I got the 22.
the bad one got an 11.
An 11 misses.
Oh, fuck, damn it.
Just on the floor.
Give me just a second. I'll see if I can. And he starts scrabbling around. I feel like one of the fates. This is really annoying.
Oh god. My fingers are sweating. That was horrible.
And he's gonna pick up the eye, and this time he's gonna reach with his other hand to get to where the bowl is, and then just put it in.
Great. And as you do that, eyes appear all across this big black stone, and it erupts into a massive tentacles, and the eye is sucked inside, and it comes again to be a stillness, but now with a hole, revealing the passage that lies beyond. How does everyone else react to the scene that has just been unfolding?
Unfazed.
Nice. I'm impressed by that.
I have sweated so much that my moustache has fallen off and I don't even care.
For God, there's kind of a look of, okay, like a sort of like, all right, okay.
I'm assuming I take some damage from that as well, even though it was self-inflicted.
Yeah, sorry, I'm in literal human shock here.
Okay.
Yeah, make it. How much damage would your dagger normally do?
Oh, no, sorry, it was a crossbow
Your
bolt
arrowhead?
that I was imagining doing it with, because I'm not going to try and take out my eye with a scimitar. That's not going to happen.
Okay. Then I think we'll give you probably, 3d6 damage?
That would make sense, yeah.
And you do obviously have a big bleeding wound in your face.
Yes, I do. Okay, so 3d6, so I'll roll those. Oh, hang on. Roll, damn you. There we go. Oh, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. That was 11 damage. It's all good.
Nothing. Barely a scratch.
Yeah, I definitely feel like the Black Knight from what's it called?
Monty Python.
Not Life of Brian. Whatever it's called. The Monty Python thing.
Holy Grail.
That's the one. I feel just like him at the moment. I'll bite your legs off.
Good. If you don't do anything to staunch the bleeding, you will continue to bleed out, obviously.
Yeah, no, that's it's pouring down the like there's red blood tear, well, whatever the color of my blood is, just pouring down that side of my face.
Great. What would you all like to do?
Perhaps someone should put Kobos out of misery.
Oh no, this is not misery, honey. This is a very, very good night in.
That is good to know.
A nice and
would-
fast in the party.
Would you like some more? I have
Hey.
many arrows to give.
Bring it on.
Okay. I will fire some arrows in that
Okay. I think, do we have to roll initiative again there? Are you?
case. I mean,
go for it.
No, but hang on. So, sorry, just for a clarification point, Kobus is not, as it were, resisting the. It's not initiative from the point of view of he's essentially going like, bring it on.
Okay.
So there isn't any kind of resistance thing until the point the bolt gets fired.
Okay. Mr. Tiddles will also interject at that point and just. Kobos has demonstrated their facility for this particular endeavor. I will not see them harmed any further until, such time as it is important. But if you feel you cannot stay with us any longer, Ripka, then by all means.
that was perfectly understood, Mr. Tiddles.
Good. And he looks quiversome, as though he may have been bluffing.
Who knows? Maybe the next one will need a foot.
Maybe so.
After you, Gar.
By all means. I'll go up and go through, if there is a door there.
There is a door.
Sure, I'll go up and go through.
You step through a large doorway and into another large corridor-style space. This one is flooded with quite murky water. Seems completely still. There are lots of pillars that you might remember from the first room that we were in, except these are broken. So there are just bits of them jutting above the surface of the water on several distance. They're up top of this room where the other side of the pillars would be. If you think about it, what remains of them, there's sort of cornicing and various other bits of architecture that remain and sort of hang along that direction. Oh, and the water itself is probably quite warm.
How wide is the room?
60 feet. Width, length, 220. 200 bits.
Okay, I'll just wait here.
There's the gentle sound of murky, noxious, ancient water lapping against the broken masonry of the ice.
Thursday, gotcha.
Mr. Tiddles is going to pat you, Kobus, on your non-blood covered shoulder. That was exactly what was required, Kobus. That was why I hired you. My favorite little psychopath. Step through the doorway after Gar.
Sorry, just Kobus is going to follow after Mr. Tiddles and turn around and go, see, that's what you have to sacrifice, and go through the door.
Nice.
I was going to try and kind of herald Cobus over for a word for a moment, but if he's gone, he's gone.
Oh, sorry. But yes, I will be open to that another time, but he wanted to make the exit.
Okay, that leaves the three of you.
And Sister Belinda will follow.
I will follow Sister Belinda as well.
Jimmy?
Yes, let's keep... Has anyone seen my moustache? I seem to have lost it.
Evie, are your wings still out, was the other thing.
Has it been more than 10 minutes?
No.
They're still out.
Oh,
Cool.
Just kind of hanging there,
Gorgeous.
casually.
Nice. Do you pick up the moustache and reclaim it, or?
I kind of look at it and just feel I've lost an ear. I just go, fuck it, I throw it away, take off the other ear, and I take off my jacket, glittering leotard. Behold, I was lying. It is I, Allegra von something or other.
You mean Allegra von something or other, a famous performance artist?
Yes, I do.
This is an outrage. I hired Jimmy Fingers. Who the fuck hired you?
Technically,
Where's
Jimmy.
Jimmy?
He had the audacity to die during one of my performances, and I felt it was my duty to uphold his mantle.
Oh, well, that's rather noble of you. What is your actual name? Say it again.
It is Allegra. Fuck it, it's Allegra von something or other.
Yes, please, that's canon. I love that.
I mean, Evie, that's lovely. In character, I don't care.
Well, I would have thought, madam, that you were quite far out of your depths, but you seem to have handled yourself quite well. So, welcome, I suppose.
Thank you. It's nice to have my actual voice, and that moustache was getting very itchy. I didn't think I'd see someone gouge out his own eye today, but I can find inspiration in there somewhere. Maybe that's a stunt for another show.
Yeah,
We'll see.
well, that's the kind of commitment to this enterprise that I look for, was Jimmy. Just saying. How are we going to get across here? I shan't get wet.
Auntie, any thoughts on this particular room?
Oh yeah, sure, I remember this. Oh, it's nice. Don't go in the water. Oh, it's nice.
What's in the water?
More of them things, isn't they? But it's like really hard to see, so they can sort of move around without being seen and that. I lost several good people here. Well, I say good.
Well, our rope's not long enough. I am going to cast Zephyr Strike again, once again avoiding attacks of opportunity. And I will just burst and go through the water and just zoom across this room as fast as I can.
Wow, okay.
220 feet.
It would take me 2 turns.
2 turns.
I should take some other two turns and another 40 feet.
Okay. So suddenly and without notice, Gar.
It's that sort of thing, it's that snake where the snake is just completely still and then suddenly burst of movement and it's that terrifying speed instantaneously.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Off across the water. You're swimming, right? Do you have swim speed?
How deep is the water?
How deep is it? It's not. It's quite deep.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought it was like sort of water height. I don't believe I do have a swim speed.
Oh.
No, I
How
do.
far you can get?
Okay, in which case then I go 45 feet around, and I'm avoiding attacks of opportunity.
Yeah, that's great. So as Gar passes forwards, there's like a wake, I suppose.
Oh yeah, I'm going very fast.
And as that wake sort of settles, you just see other bits of stirring just in the water. But it's very murky. Kind of idea.
Question.
Please.
This bit of the bank was stood on. How big is it?
So 20 foot across, both directions.
And could people just place themselves in that? I just want to get a picture of where we all are
Yeah, but I'm standing on that end with you.
on the end. And Mr. Tiddles.
Yeah, beside Cobus.
And you other two,
I'll be near you.
I think.
I think I'm as near the middle as I can conceivably get and away from the water.
Okay. Sister Belinda is going to say, "What is that on the floor? It looks like a rune." And then I'm going to cast Thunder Wave. That's so you don't know it's come from me.
Oh,
That's brilliant.
beautiful.
That's absolutely brilliant. I love this.
Please.
Constitution checks everybody.
Saves.
Saves, that's the one.
Mr. Tiddles rolls an 8.
13.
16.
16 succeeds.
18.
18 succeeds. Oh, that's loads of damage. That was 3 damage. Halved for those who succeeded.
Does it get rounded down? Sorry.
Yeah, it's 1.
Thank God.
And those who fail are pushed 10 feet. Sister will throw herself 10 feet towards the door.
Oh, as though
They're also affected by
that rolls a performance. Mr. Tiddles is slid straight off the edge and falls into the water.
not her best performance.
You hear a cry of pain. In a
Oh no!
and then
Tiddles.
silence. Everyone who's on the platform with Sister Belinda at this point, roll me a perception check.
Oh, great.
Hang on, who else was thrown 10 feet? Was no one else thrown 10 feet?
I don't know.
Did everyone else pass the con
Did
check?
everyone else pass the test? The check?
I definitely did.
Oh, they all did. Fine.
What's the DC?
15.
15. I did not pass that check.
Oh. You're in the water. Roll me a dex save.
Oh god.
Okay. Oh, okay, that's not too bad. That is 21.
So you fall, and there are various bits of rocks and bits of pillar sticking out of this, and you fall and manage to sort of direct yourself towards the water, right beside the corpse of Mr. Tiddles that has not landed quite so well and has hit one of these pillars and had his spine broken. Belinda is now in possession of the first Killspiration.
Oh, very good, very good.
But if you'd all roll me that perception check, if you would.
Yeah, I got a.
Yes.
Sorry, Ed.
I got a 10.
10. Rybka
17.
and Sister Belinda.
19.
Sister Belinda and Rybka, you notice the faint red glowing aura that has developed around Sister Belinda in the last couple of seconds. That's it. Who would like to do what?
I'd like to get out of the water.
Okay. You can make a climbing check unless you have a climbing speed to try and climb back up onto this thing. You can climb onto the broken pillar where Mr. Tiddles is lying dead.
I think I'll go up to the corpse.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, Ed?
Just because with given how close Cobus now feels to Mr. Tiddles, he's going to run over and see, look over the edge of the thing to see where he is. If he sees him there broken, he's going to try and leap onto the body, to the place where the body is as well.
So, Allegra, make me an athletics check to climb, and Cobus, you can jump, standing long jump, I guess that would be.
Yeah.
Can I climb with acrobatics?
I think you're heaving yourself out of the water on this one, so I'm going to say it's athletics.
I've always got to ask, just in case.
Absolutely fair. And Cobus, if you do me the same, just because I'm going to see who gets there first.
So an athletics check.
Yes, please, for your...
Cool.
I got 11.
Okay, you both make it. I'm just curious to see who gets there first.
Oh no, I got a 4.
Okay. So Allegra, you climb up onto the thing. The body of Mr. Tiddles is lying completely jackknifed. You might hear the sex elf as they begin to...
I would like to have a hand in my pocket while I loot the body.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Have a hand in your pocket. Okay.
Fiddling with something very sharp.
Oh, okay. A should point out,
Just in case.
if you plan on using that dagger again, you will have to charge it again using an action to recoat the poison.
Right, okay.
He's
Well,
probably
just
got like
kinda
2-3 hit points left. I mean, he's a broken person.
Great. On the body of Mr. Tiddles, you find a red jeweled necklace and a scroll of fireball.
I take both and put on the necklace.
Cool.
So fabulous with my outfit.
As you put on the necklace, you see faintly outlined in the water the shapes of various objects that look like treasure chests, and they're all sort of illuminated so you can discern where they are.
No way.
Cool.
Cobus,
Yes.
land on the pillar.
So, yeah, I think at this stage, because he was rather distracted, Cobus hasn't actually seen that you are, Azamir, and Azamir, and so therefore he sort of gets up and, oh, now you don't look the same, and I'm pretty sure that's your fault, not mine.
I'm sorry, who are you? Have we met?
Right. So, when you... Wow. You look better now. Much, much better to my mind.
I'm sorry, I don't believe... Hi, I'm Allegra. I've been here for ages.
Oh, I see.
This guy just fell from nowhere.
Gotcha. Fascinating.
What did you say your name was?
My name is Cobus Neathling. I think that we could help each other, potentially.
Potentially. I mean, I've been here for a while now, for hours maybe, and I would love to have some help to try and get out of here and get... Apparently there's some sort of item at the end of this dungeon, and it'd be good if we can get out alive.
Well, exactly. And I can help you as much as I can. To be honest, I was helping him, but now he seems to have, he's not looking so hot. So I could help you if that's what you wished. For instance, and he's going to withdraw from his pack. I say pack, wherever it is that he keeps things. He's going to draw forth the potion of maximum power, or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Could we do a trade? I am feeling a little weak at the moment, and you seem to be a very, very powerful person. Could you possibly heal me if I give you this?
I can certainly try.
To not quote somebody else, do or do not, there is no try.
I will...
Always adding a touch of class, Ed. I like that. Right?
I will do it. Yes.
You are
Very
very
well.
kind. I would, as a man who has been, well, how should we say, been backbitten a few times, could you heal me and then I'll hand over the potion?
See, I don't know if I heal you, you will hand it over, because then you'll be in better shape.
Okay. And he's going to put the potion down in between the two of you and stand back from it. That's as much ground as I'm willing to give.
Okay, so I need to be able to touch you. Not sensually, don't worry.
Believe
so
me, I'd be willing to do anything at the moment.
So I'm just going to kind of go forward, lightly caress his arm, and cast Shatter.
Yes! That's exactly
Amazing.
Oh my
Amazing.
God, I didn't think you were going to do that. I thought you were going to heal them.
I don't have any healing.
That's brutal. That's brutal.
One shot at healing hands, and I used it on myself.
Oh, that's what I mean. This is perfect. I'm loving this. This is absolutely amazing.
Can we see this as well on the ledge?
Yeah. Just check what the components are for Shatter to see if Ed Cobus will notice. Yeah, back up on the platform. In fact, you've just been hit by a thunder wave that came out of nowhere. This has all been happening the split seconds since. Sister Belinda has also thrown themselves to the ground. What are you two up to as the seconds move on?
I think I'm watching this beautiful little play happening.
I'll be quite gradually moving across to Sister Belinda to take her hand once more.
Oh, okay.
I am still your friend, Sister Belinda.
Oh, that's not...
Even though you tried to kill Ripka, Ripka is your friend.
It's important to have friends, Ripka.
Good.
How far ahead am I now?
That's for at least 2 or 3 rounds, right?
Am I on the far side of this corridor?
Yes, you can be on the far side of this corridor. It ends in a wall, but there is no obvious way out. You notice as you get towards the far edge that there is a dim light emanating from beneath the surface of the water, perhaps indicating that there's something down there.
I'll head straight for that.
Okay, as you pass beneath the water surface, you realize how murky it is, and it is fully obscured.
I can't see the light. I can't follow the light down.
As you get down, it gets really, really murky towards the bottom, and you lose the ability to see. You can see there's an entrance to a tunnel. You can probably discern that there is an entranceway.
Cool.
You can't see within it easily.
I have dark vision for 90 feet.
This is silt and dirt and gunk in the water. Think fog cloud, but aquatic.
I understand. Can I just... I mean, I've still got Zephyr Strike up and it lasts for a minute, so can I just feel my way to this corridor and go through it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. I'll just move ahead of everyone else. They're clearly busy.
Are you feeling your way with your hands?
Well, I don't get attacks of opportunity, so interesting.
I feel as though if you were to touch up against anything that was super sticky, that wouldn't count as an attack of opportunity exactly.
You're right, so I can't see if I go down, in which case I'll come back up to the surface for now and just turn around and watch what's going on back there.
Okay.
I'm 220 feet away from it, yes?
Yeah, you're miles away.
Cool. If they start moving further down the corridor, I'd like to know, please.
Okay, we'll just resolve shatter. What are the components of a shatter spell? Is there verbal and somatic?
Yes, there is.
Okay, so I need you to roll me a Dex versus Cobus's passive perception.
Ooh, okay. So that is 17.
Do I get a disadvantage on this given that I've only got one eye, or is that just...
I'm going to say you'd probably be alert to it, right? It was quite a tense
Yeah, no, I was very ready for something like this, yeah.
It's more to see if they do something rather than to judge the distance to hit, as it were.
Yeah.
I got a dirty 20.
I had 17. I really thought I was going to be up for that.
They're too quick for you. You cast the shatter spell. What happens?
Okay. Oh, so you have to do I think it's a con save?
Do I?
Yeah.
To be brutally honest, I don't know what's going to happen here, but I can't imagine. Ow. No, I just got a 5.
Oh. You do not make that save.
No, I don't.
So let me just... That is 14... 14 thunder damage? Force damage? I can't quite read. Thunder damage. 14 thunder damage.
That definitely... I'm down. I'm definitely down.
Boom. There's no movement, is there? That's thunder wave. You are shocked by this thunderous energy that comes erupting where you were expecting healing, Cobus. It's been a difficult day. I really feel for you.
Well, no, but this is the thing. Like, this is a man who dearly loves pain. So I assume it's a touch on the arm.
Yeah.
And it's going to be oh God, I love you, and collapses.
I'm just going to kick him into the water.
Nice. Cobus slumps into the water and rolls over, face up. Whether we'll get to make one death save in a moment. Sister Belinda and Rivka. How's it going?
Of course, this Allegra's more of a bastard than that Jimmy is. What do you want to do, Rivka?
Say that again. I did not hear you.
Oh, what would you like to do?
Well, I think we should continue, Sister Belinda. There is a mess on floor, but we can pass this. Yes.
And Sister Belinda will climb up the wall and go along the ceiling, trying to avoid mimics.
Okay.
Would Ripka be able to follow with claws?
So you'd be able to follow with claws. I don't think you can climb on the ceiling, can you, without having to make a save? That's special, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody? I think that's a spider climb.
I think, yeah. Well, it sounds like it should be difficult.
Yeah, I think it's.
I honestly don't know.
Ripka is pretty awesome, but she's probably not that awesome.
But you can climb along the walls without having to make any checks, because you have a climb speed. So yeah, so you two begin clipping your way across, leaving Allegra.
Goodbye, Allegra fingers. Goodbye.
Please make me a death save.
Oh no.
Beat a 10.
Ed, what you got?
Okay. And then, sorry, I was trying to build it up. My apologies. So just one d20 roll.
That's it. What'd you get?
A 4.
Oh! Shocked, eyeless. Figure of Cobus grows still in the water.
And drifts. Yeah. I think that's the first character death.
Yes, that was brutal and elegant, and
It was gorgeous. I absolutely loved it.
Cobus has received all the pain they're going to receive in this life.
Exactly.
Perhaps it's a mercy.
Just how he wanted to go down. Absolutely.
Sister Belinda, Ripka, are you facing the wall as you're climbing? I guess you are.
Yeah, but I've been looking to where I was going, but
Is anyone
mainly.
looking at Allegra other than Allegra? Who's there? Can anyone see Allegra?
I mean, I'm looking back 200 plus feet, like it's up to you.
Okay. You and Allegra yourself, if you just make me wisdom checks, perception checks, please.
Wait, perception or wisdom? Sorry.
Perception, sorry.
Perception.
19, but from like 200 feet away.
Yeah.
I rolled a nat 20, so 24.
Nice.
Yeah, you're a bit far, I think.
Yeah, that's
notice
fine.
the faint red glow that starts to emanate from you, Allegra. For who knows why. You also have a Killspiration.
Yeah.
You advantage on one check, etc.
Red, what is, as they're starting to move down the corridor, what is this corridor made of? It's made of ice, isn't it?
The one that we're in,
Yeah.
since it's melty, this one. So the statues, the pillars are made of ice, or there's a couple of them made of black stone, but nobody's on those at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
The walls are made of ice, and the water is made of ice, but liquid form.
How collapsible is this corridor?
How
Collapsible is this corridor?
hard to say. I mean, there's definitely been fallen bits of masonry throughout this space. I wouldn't say it was overly stable.
Wow. Go for it.
Yeah, okay. I can cast Guiding Bolt 3 times a day for free, because Stars Druid, as well as Ranger. So, can I just start with one, because it's got 120 feet, and just start trying to collapse this corridor about 120 feet ahead? So, where they're moving towards.
you.
Yeah,
Right,
behind
okay.
me. Yeah, behind me.
So
Yeah.
between you and them.
Exactly. I'll just fire
Okay.
one for now and see what happens. I can, because it's a guiding bolt, it's an attack roll, so I can choose where I want it to hit.
Okay, so roll me a to hit.
I've sort of there's a scroll on it that I've got by my side. I'm just sort of touching that lightly and concentrating. And suddenly, it is a star. Like it does look like a sort of star-like energy. It's got slightly a bit of wrong sort of theming vibe. Just goes flying out and impacts the wall for a 17.
17 hits the wall.
Cool. That's how many d6s? That's a lot. It's 4d6.
Roll me 46.
11, 20.
Nice.
Boom. So, however, so yeah,
120 feet away.
Maybe 60 feet in front of where the two of you are climbing. Though you aimed at the sort of side part, the masonry on the wall.
I'm not aiming at them.
Okay, but Ripko, a huge chunk of the wall blows out in front of you, and huge chunks of ice just fall into the water and start splashing. If you could make me a dex save to cling onto the wall against the impact. The room
20.
itself, thank you. Oh, 20, brilliant. So you grip your little cat paws in and manage to stay holding on to the ice sculptured wall. The whole place kind of tremors as a deep kind of
Not enough to make it all fall in.
Right enough to make it all fall in.
I'll fire another one.
Okay. Gonna give other people
Of course.
turns.
Just naturally.
Let's go round. Lady Belinda. Sister Belinda.
Thank you for the honoration.
Queen Belinda.
Well, it's 70 foot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, straight across the ceiling.
Grinning, enormous grin.
Allegra is still down on the pillar, but glowing.
Well, I can see where all the mimics in the water are. I don't know how fast I can probably get that way. Seeing it all collapsing.
The pillars that are jut upwards from the water are relatively close together. Somebody who's nimble could perhaps jump between them.
I am relatively nimble. Relatively speaking, as long as I can use acrobatics rather than athletics, I can do that.
We will say this is nimbleness. If you're going to dash and jump, I'll let you do that.
Cool. I will try and make my way across.
Okay. Please roll me. You're going to dash and make a dex save. A dex check, sorry. An acrobatics check to make sure you don't fall in the water.
Okay, that wasn't great, but I got a 13.
Okay. You stumbled ever so slightly as the room shakes, but you managed to stay up, popping your way along.
Oh,
Catching up
wait,
on-
no, acrobatics. I got that wrong.
Oh.
I misread it. I got a 15.
Oh, even better. So you're going partly along, and at some point you do a somersault, just for the fun of it. Carry straight on, catching up on the other two. Ripka, clinging to the wall.
Yes.
What's the news? What's going on in Ripka land?
A lot. I'm going to try and move as fast as I can while climbing on the wall.
Okay.
Again, using feline agility if I can, and any dash that I may.
So that gives you 90, is that right?
Sure.
It's a climb speed of 20.
Yeah. So double that is
And then add it again, is that right? So it's 60?
60.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 60. So we're now about halfway across the room, Chris. So we're kind of where your last blast hit as you get another one.
Because Belinda's a little bit faster, can I hit a point where the room will collapse on all three of them?
Yeah, you can try.
Do it again.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Another attack roll. Come on. It's even better. That's a 21.
Maybe hits. Quite hard to miss the room.
Afraid the damage isn't quite as good. It's only 18.
Another huge chunk falls out, and part of the foot pillar falls away, and
Is-
the bit in. Sorry.
Is the whole room collapsing now?
No, not quite.
Oh, goddamn.
Sorry, babes.
Fine.
The bits of masonry in front of you, Ripka, collapse into the water. There is no further to climb across this way. Huge chunks start coming down back towards where you came in. One of the pillars that remains shakes, crumbles, and begins to fall away. It's very loud, it's very noisy, everything's a bit chunky. I'm going around again. Where did I start? Sister Belinda.
If I'm able to, I will carry on running, making any checks or things that I need to, obviously, as the room falls down.
Cool. So, make me a dex check as you howl for leather across the ceiling as parts of it begin to sort of split.
Dex check. Ooh, 10. Can I use my advantage, or do I have to declare it before?
Why would you have... Oh, no. You're from your Kilspiration.
Inspiration.
You can use your advantage after it's done.
Hey! That was good. 23.
Brilliant. So you're running along. We're upside down for this. We need to rotate the camera shot to go along. A bit of the masonry, a huge ice block just erupts from the floor, as it were, and falls upwards into the water. And you've now pretty much crossed the room, I believe. Jimmy the Fingers, Allegra.
Yes, I continue trying to duck and dive and...
Okay, it's even harder now that you can keep going across the pillars, but there's now bits of ceiling falling in as you go. Make me a dex check.
Okay. Come on. That is 18.
That's good. You managed to nimbly dodge your way between things, a big ice and straight in front of you, but you managed to nimbly over the top, and you're also 2/3 way across. Ripka.
okay. What is beneath me?
Water, ice, probably some mimics.
Got you. Do I see anything that I would be able to jump onto from my current position?
Yeah, it depends how matrixy you want to be. There are things currently falling, things that have fallen. There are bits of pillars. You're quite high up at this point. You're 60 feet up, so you'll need to make a good jump.
Got you. I will attempt to jump from the wall onto something solid that is falling.
Ed.
Or Ed.
I saw him jump on it.
Jump on the any side. No, what I was going to just point out is that Allegra, depending on whether they decided to take it, does have the potion of massive power or whatever it was.
Massive power.
Massive power.
I would assume that they picked that up before they...
Cool. Just as long as she knows, as you know, you have it.
Yes. Remind me what that does again?
If you cast a spell, you don't have to roll dice. You can just use its maximum possible damage.
Nice. Gotcha.
Yeah, Ripke, you can make a jump. Make me a dex save for your landing, or you're going to take 66.
That would be an 8, but I will reaction cast Featherfall on myself.
Wise! You land gracefully on...
I always land on feet. Always.
So the room, Chris, has 15 hit points left.
Can I collapse the ceiling on them all in a way that wouldn't impact me? I.e., do I think I can stop them all from getting any closer to me?
I'd say it was risky about how precise you are at demolishing architecture that you're inside of.
This is fair. In which case I will, and it's up to Red, I want to check this in with you. I can wild shape. Can I wild shape, if I wild shape into something with blind sight, can I avoid touching it while still moving through the area?
Yes, I don't see why not.
Perfect. Then in which case, seeing that I haven't stopped them, I will wild shape into a scorpion and bloop, dive into the water and head towards the light and use blind sight to get to the right corridor.
Oh, that's adorable.
Thank you.
That's amazing. How unexpected. That's sweet. How fast can a scorpion go?
Sorry. I am currently able to go 10 feet.
Okay, so you're sort of puddling along.
I'm puddling along quite slowly to go down through the tunnel, but also with blindsight I can avoid things and make sure I'm making my way through there.
So as is now quite a familiar feature of this space, you can see there are various kind of moss-covered objects in the water that perhaps look slightly suspicious.
Yep. And I'm getting out of dodge before the others arrive.
It's very smart. Pass along that corridor and eventually arrive, or catch the others up.
Yeah,
you can find the surface again in a moment. The rest of you, the building is trembling. It's not going to last. Sister Belinda.
So this is a corridor we have to swim through, correct?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. I will pop my light and how have I got any stuff I can do? Probably not. I'm going to cast a mirror image on myself. So there's now 4 Belindas. It's Belinda and the Belindarettes.
Lovely. Love the early work.
Close harmony singing.
Sister souls, sister souls. And head through this potentially mimic-laden the nightmare hole.
Okay, so as I say, it's really murky. It's heavily obscured. So the question is, how are you progressing? Hands out, stick out, weapon out,
steady.
Shoes first. Like, what's your
first? Can sensory effects. I always think there's a solution for prestidigitation, but then
do you want to flavour the corridor?
So a light. Light is no help. It's just like it's
like fog. Yeah. It's not dark. It's fog.
I'm just gonna risk it, and I'm just gonna risk it. And
okay, are you gonna risk it fast or risk it slow?
I want to risk it carefully.
Okay.
Title of your sex tape?
I thought Mimic Laden Doomhole was pretty good as well earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
Nab that one, that's mine.
So many t-shirts need printing. Just from wall to wall, classic lines. John, if you would make me a dex save as you go around, just to see if you can pull your hands back in case you run into anything.
Oh, 22.
Ah, great. So you managed to sort of inch your way along, tracing the edges of these objects that are on the wall and the floor, and progress forwards. Allegra, nimbly dodging over the top of falling ice masonry, you see Sister Belinda whoop beneath the surface and vanish. What do you do?
Can I see anything glowing beneath the surface?
You can see that there's a faint light emanating from beneath the surface of the water, suggesting some kind of passage or corridor. Handily.
Yeah.
I'm in too deep to not head in to the dark, glowing, dim corridor now.
Okay, as you swim down beneath the surface of the water, it starts to get very murky very quickly. And while you can still discern the way ahead, it becomes hard to see what's in the water. Do you take any measures or press on?
So if I, say, cast it preemptively light on my hand, would that illuminate anything in the water while I go?
So that illuminates the silt in the water in front of you.
Right.
Like scuba diving in the Thames.
Yes.
Don't you have the mimic necklace though?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. So
goodness.
within this space, yeah, it's got. You can see outlined against the edges of the walls. Yeah, there's all these like barnacles against the edges of this tunnel, and because you have that necklace, you can navigate your way.
Oh great, I do that then.
That's the reason it exists. Marvelous, Rivka.
Yes. How far am I away from the glowy tunnel?
A turn, half a turn.
Sure.
Turn.
I will progress as far as I can, being that I'm currently either on Ed or a falling pillar, and I'm still on Ed.
Sorry, it was a falling.
Where we
It
are.
was a falling pillar. I meant
Got you.
Ed was raising.
We can call it Ed.
We can call it. I feel as if we should name something after him. You know, as he was the first to
I
die.
am now as useless and as useful as a block of ice. So yeah.
Rivka, you can also dive down into the passage if you like. I'll catch
Sure.
them up.
I will do so carefully.
Okay. Do you have any extra measures to handle with the murkiness of the water?
I have my stealth, which is fast,
Good. Good.
and I'm quite canny, so
Great.
sure,
Both excellent skills. If you would like to make me a dex save in that case.
will do. 22.
Ah, damn it! I wanted to choke somebody under the water.
No.
Died.
Out in the lead, everybody has survived that. And unfortunately, you emerge in a watery pool coming above the water as a scorpion, and find yourself in a now familiar-ish kind of space.
Sure.
There's a big black stone object, an obelisk in front of you, and there is a gold statue in the center of a small room.
What is it missing?
It's missing its head.
Oh. Wow.
Okay. Is there anywhere in this room that is dark? So somewhere I can hide, where my stealth plus my ability to be invisible to dark vision will mean I'm invisible.
Sure, it's quite dark, and there's some water, the light coming up from the water, which was lit. But if you headed upwards, climbing or hiding yourself beneath the sconcing around the edges, you could definitely get into the darkness.
Cool. I will stealth myself away somewhere, just wherever you think is appropriate. I'll trust you as a DM to define that if players need it.
So we'll just say it's a 30-foot circular space, 30 foot across entirely. It's sort of sculpted again out of ice, and there's this big black stone, perhaps providing a doorway. So yeah, there's sculptural shapes up there which you can climb up to.
Easy, no problem. I will climb up there and I will hide. And I'm using
Belinda.
my dark vision. I've rolled a natural 20.
Nice.
I'm sorry, I want to take a photo of it because that is too good. Sorry, yes.
No, that's okay. So you're hiding. Sister Belinda, I think, was the next to arrive in the space. Right, so you bob your head above the water. You're at the side of the circular room. You can see a gold statue in this thing. There's no sign of Gar.
I would just quickly prestidigitate myself dry because you don't want to.
I don't Foxy Wimple. That's what you need.
See, ticket number 8.
You wet Wimple, do you? And not seeing Gar will be terrified and will climb up the wall to try and find like a shadowy.
I can see you doing this, right? I can see her doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess you'll have to roll me a stealth. So your stealth is a natural 20 and you're invisible.
I'm invisible to dark vision, so you can't use it to suss me out. With a nat 20, just to be clear, my stealth roll is a 29.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine's a 4, so it's hidden, but actually it's just a nun on the ceiling.
Yeah, so Guy, you just watch them climb up the wall and then be like, oh.
Cool. I will be moving very, very slowly, like that again, that snake thing of just inching towards Belinda, who is unaware that I am there.
I am on the top of the ceiling.
Okay.
Interesting.
You won't go.
So
Okay.
I shouldn't be physically reachable, but obviously I'm quite shootable.
All right, then I won't inch closer. I'll just watch her, and it's that again, that sort of completely still snake. Just maybe the tongue, just very briefly.
Yeah. Nice.
Allegra, I think you were the next to enter this room. You bob your head above the water and...
Can I see Belinda?
Yeah, if you look around the room, you can see Belinda is on the ceiling, looking like they're hiding.
Cobus can see it.
I come out of the water, kind of sticking as far to the edge of the room as I can, kind of shake it up a little bit, and cast Locate Object for the shrunken head.
Oh,
Nice.
The shrunken head is
On my belt.
there to one side on a bit of cornicing. Perhaps now you look there, even as perhaps a little bit of the dust looks out of the whack. Yeah, doesn't glow or anything, does it? Just tells you exactly
No.
where it is.
So I
can-
just kind of know, yeah.
Pinpoint.
and I don't know that you know.
Nice.
Okay. I'm not going to be like, oh, look. I'm just going to be like,
Everyone's vanished.
no one is here.
How they all gone?
Cool.
Okay, and what do you stand there?
I'm going to stand there, but I'm going to take out a sword, my scimitar, just in case, and kind of clock the headless thing, the headless statue, and wait for our lovely tabaxi friend to also emerge, as I assume they will.
Yeah, Ribka also survived the underwater passage. Ribka, your head bobs above the water. You can see the scene as thus described, with Allegra standing with scimitar drawn, and otherwise the place is still. Golden statue, big black object. How are you feeling, babes?
So, my head is halfway out of water, yes, and I can see Allegra fingers directly in front of me. Can I bonus action hide?
Sure.
I'm guessing there's like a slight ledge.
Sure, yeah.
And from that position, knowing this, would I be able to throw a dagger at Allegra fingers?
You would. Allegra, are you... Yeah, we'll give her a passive wisdom, I think. So if you roll me a dex for the speed of your throw, and then we'll see if you... Because Allegra was paying attention, I think.
I was kind of waiting for you to come out of the water, but...
Yeah.
Got you. I just thought you were looking up. What do you need me to roll? Sorry, Red?
Just a dex. I just want to see if it's higher than Allegra's passive wisdom.
Well, that would be a 6, Red.
Oh.
As you're surveying the room, Allegra, you're just out of the corner of your eyes, your head's turning back around, you hear the bloop of someone coming up in the water and the flurry of a hand that begins to move. How do we act?
No, I'm just going to try and nimbly dodge away with my sword.
Okay.
Oh, hit it out of the air. Or at least that's
Oh,
the
that would
attempt.
be cool.
Yeah.
You successfully managed to do so, as you managed to catch it as it was coming
Nice.
down.
Are we rolling initiative?
I feel like we should roll initiative.
Now's the time.
May I just use the rest of my turn to get out of the water?
For think you made your choice there.
Okay. Okie dokie.
You went for the dagger.
Okay.
12.
12 for Chris.
11.
11 for John. Evie?
15.
And Rivka.
21.
Well, there you go, Rivka. You can get out of the water now if you like. Right, my loves. Rivka.
Got you. There's so much going on. I will. May I bonus action hide in the water?
Yes, absolutely.
Do I need to roll the stealth?
You do?
11.
Okay. We'll just take a note of that.
Everyone needs to be very stealthy and they're not being.
I beg your pardon. 29.
Right, you got spotted by your own severed head.
It's alright, I think Allegra's going to be busy.
Oh yeah.
So that's my bonus action hide. Would I then be able to detect magic using my action?
Sure.
Do I detect anything magical within 30 foot of me, other than... Oh no, there isn't a dome.
Oh, there isn't a dome. So Sister Linda is a little bit too high. Gar, if you got...
No.
Gar,
It's fine.
Gar, have you got anything magical that would be exposed by detect magic?
I don't know. I've not got any spells cast or anything like that. I don't own any magic items.
Are you currently a scorpion?
No. I checked out of Scorpion. I just...
Right.
Otherwise, I would have had to. Otherwise, it would have been a scorpion going. They have no climb speed. No, it's just me. Just me.
Isn't the head magical?
Good point. Is the head magical, Red?
The head would be magical. Yeah, it's been reanimated for the
Cool.
spell.
Then you get a glow with the head from up there.
And Allegra is wearing a necklace which is also glowing.
Got you.
Yeah, that's and the door itself is kind of magic-y, but in a non-specific. Don't ask me questions about it.
But being very certain that I'm so hidden, I will stay where I am.
Okay. Evie.
Okay, I would like to, going a bit further into the room and away from the badly hidden tabaxi in the water. Would drinking my potion of max power be my full action?
It does take an action to drink it.
Yeah, I drink the potion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So the next spell you cast within a minute will do maximum damage. Just FYI. Anything else you would like to do, Allegra Fingers?
I'm just having a quick look. I don't think I have any bonus things that I can do, so it's just kind of being vigilant and getting ready for the shit show that's about to come.
Okay. Are you not also a rogue?
No.
Bard.
No, I'm just a bard. I'm a bard good with swords.
Oh. Okay.
Rogue drag.
That was it.
Yes, exactly.
Snakey McSnake. Gar.
I do nothing.
You do nothing.
I do nothing. I don't need to do
know how to
anything.
compute that.
I don't need to do anything. I think I'm perfectly hidden. All three of these people are not very well hidden. They'll probably deal with each other. Or they'll work together and open the door. Like, I have no reason to expose myself.
Okay. Gar remains where they are, to those who know.
Where they go.
Sister Belinda.
I am going to cast Suggestion at Allegra without Allegra knowing about it.
Okay.
Subtle and devious, sister.
Yeah.
I'm going to say to Allegra, look after me, let's kill them.
Seems pretty reasonable. Please make a wisdom save, I think, Allegra.
A wisdom save 15.
Hey.
I'm assuming, therefore, your charm person spell has ended. ages ago.
It ended when I thunderwaved.
Okay.
You know what? I'm going to use my kill inspiration to re-roll that. Great success. That is 17.
Better.
That was good. I don't think they know, do they, that that's...
No, but I do have to physically say the thing, so...
Oh, right.
You just don't
Okay.
have I make the offer, but you're not compelled.
Okay, Ribka, it is thy turn, hidden-ish in the water.
Okay. Seeing that there is a shrunken head glowing magically on the ceiling, Ribka will throw the other dagger towards the lovely shiny head on the ceiling.
Okay, so you're going to aim at where the magic glow from the dagger is. That's
How high up am I?
well, I didn't give you a climb check, so let's say 20 feet.
Okay, that's about right.
Roll to hit, yet.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's fine.
13.
Nope. 15 AC.
You and your pesky AC. Okay.
Anything else, Ribka?
Gosh, I'll bonus action hide again in my lovely watery hole.
Stay in the water. Okay, please roll as a new stealth.
Sure.
Improve on 11.
Well, I did. It's a 13, but my stealth is on fire.
Master hiding!
Yeah, it's me.
So, from presumably that doesn't meet your passive wisdom, Gar. So you.
I know Ribka is. Yeah.
Okay. Dagger pings up towards you, perhaps giving you the sense that your own location has been revealed.
It's the only thing that's keeping anyone alive. Okay.
But it is not your turn. Allegra,
No.
you see a dagger flying up somewhere. You also know the shrunken head, same direction.
And Belinda's on the ceiling.
Four Belindas on the ceiling.
Are the Belindas anywhere near Gar by any chance?
Not, well, they're within sort of 20, 30 feet of each other, but they're not next to each other.
Okay, just nah. Okay, so I am going to cast Shatter at 3rd level directly at Gar.
Okay.
After having taken my potion as well.
One last turn, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So please make a con save.
Cool. I have magic resistance.
Oh,
That is a 21.
oh man.
Oh no!
What a waste. God damn it.
I think I take half damage still, Evie.
Yeah, okay, so it was, what's 4 times 8? 36?
32?
Yeah.
4 times 8 is 32.
I can't do maths.
That's 16.
16.5. Very nice, that's still pretty reasonable, let's be fair.
That's good, yeah.
A huge shock of thunder damage, boom, into the person on the wall. Does this affect you at all, guys? Are you too chill?
The head just turns to Allegra. Stealth is, of course, a lot. So I just turn to Allegra, and yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I
let's
just
see
for
how
a
that
moment
works
to
out.
matter balls.
You may enjoy it, indulge in it. Who knows? It might be your last. Gar, it is your moment.
I'm going to look at Belinda and just say, I'll take your offer. Do I get a nod? Do I get an appreciative nod?
Or not.
Then I will leap off the ceiling and pounce onto Allegra and just go to fucking town. I will bonus action Zephyr Strike again, because it's just good. It means I get to do an extra 1d8 damage if and when I hit. If I hit, it's fair, yeah. I get 2 attacks because I'm using 2 weapons, and I will activate Favored Foe as well, so it adds a d4 if I hit. Right, let's do this.
A lot of words. Please tell me the numbers.
Burst damage, let's see what happens. So I dive in with 2 hits towards Allegra. That is a non-natural 20 and an 18.
Do either of those hit you, Allegra?
Yep, they both do.
Cool. Just a pounce dive. The two sickly cameras. I'm just slashing into you. One massive, humongous pounce hit. So that's 2d6 plus the d8 from the Zephyr Strike plus the d4 from.
I'm loving it. They're absolutely loving it. Look at this.
Oh yeah. Right. That is 6, 10, 16, 17, 18. Plus another 6 is 24 points of damage. Just pounce hit, one big, just trying to bowl you over and just be too much in one go. It's all about the fear of the ambush.
You okay, Allegra? Does that?
Can I get an F in the chat?
Can you get what? Sorry.
Can I get an F in the chat?
I was building towards the one time I was going to strike, so yeah, just one hit down.
Well, I'm gone. I'm just gone.
You're not gone. You have one death save, Allegra.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Bring it back.
That was brutal. You land on the floor, the body of Allegra at your feet.
Sorry, Evie.
That's okay.
Anything else you'd like to do with your turn, you bastard?
That is bonus action. That is everything. That is just pounce one in. Yeah.
Okay, Belinda, save us from this chaos.
You're taking the other one, aren't you?
That's the plan. I know they're down there. I'm not. They're 13.
Oh, very well hidden.
They're very well hidden.
Very well hidden.
2 daggers come from that hole. So if I go to where the water is, could I do a thunder wave but not hit Gar? The size of the room, so it'd be 15 from.
Yeah, you could definitely negotiate. They're not stood right next to each other. You could get the pool of water.
Cool. So presuming that Rubka hasn't gone more than 15 foot down the water,
Okay.
the Belindas will head down that way. And
For Belinda's.
Yeah, the Belindas.
It's awfully terrifying, that image.
down the wall. So a Constitution save, please.
Okie dokie. Constitution save is a whopping 5.
Oh.
But I will uncanny dodge any damage provided that I can see said Belinda's.
It's hard to miss him, I think.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1 Belinda, 2 Belinda.
So you take that down for 3.
Oh.
Oh. It's terrible damage.
And are pushed.
3 and a 6 on Thunder Wave.
Is she pushed under the water? Did she move? No.
She failed the saving throw, so she would be pushed.
So you find yourself 15 feet under the water.
Got you.
Ribka, it is your turn. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. May I bonus action hide under the water?
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to roll for that?
Yeah, you need to roll a new stealth, but you're under the water, so
16?
okay.
Nice.
We'll add 2 to that because you're under the water and it's murky.
Got you. Do I feel the bottom with my claws?
Bottom of the thing.
Of the water, yeah.
Probably a little bit deeper, I would say.
Okay. I'll have to use. I have feel. It's fine. I have agility. I will propel myself upwards and attempt to, if I can. Belinda, how far away from the edge of the murky pool are you?
Not far, like 5 foot.
Will I be able to reach that?
Are you going to leap out of the water and try and attack Belinda?
Yeah, I'm going to try and swipe. I'm going to try and swipe at Belinda's legs, but
Absolutely.
there's a couple.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Great.
That's really cool.
That's really cool.
Do you need to roll a d20 to see if I can hit you? With
Yeah,
your
it's his mirror image.
So each target protection. That's a 4, so you do get Belinda.
Oh.
To the surface of the water bubbles, and then this white, one-eared, furious cat vertically out of the water.
Do I need? Oh, okay. I will swipe at Belinda's ankle, and then if I am out of the water, I will pounce atop Belinda if I may.
Yes. Are you making an attack at any of this?
Oh, sure. I will claw Belinda's face.
Yes. Okay. Great.
Ooh.
Cool.
Take the eyes. I'm all for this.
Maybe not. It's a 12.
You do miss.
Oh, shame.
I hit you with the furry soft end. Take that.
All you get is wimple.
Love a bit of wimple.
You can get it these days.
That's me.
Allegra,
Let's make that death save.
see how you do.
15.
Wow! You find yourself on the floor with 1 hit point and pick a limb that you've just had hacked off.
Ooh.
I'm going to pick my left arm,
Great.
and I'm also going to play dead.
Nice.
So if you would just make a performance check for me, Allegra, to see if you're convincing me there.
Absolutely. That is a 28.
Great. So Allegra is convincingly dead on the floor as you turn your head slightly and see that your arm is lying several feet away from you. It's not a great day, but Gar. The
Cool.
bastard.
Cool, I need a head.
Right.
I'm going to cut off Allegra's head.
Okay. Please make me an attack roll against Allegra's head.
Sure.
Wow.
21.
Cool. Please describe the severing of Allegra's head from her body.
I'm just going
I'm conscious for this.
I'm just going to reach down to the corpse, which I assume is just dead, and go look at the other two fighting, shrug, and just grab the hair and one swift cut with the camera.
Before you know what's happening, Allegra, all is still. You'll return to the great cabaret show in the sky.
No, probably not in the sky. I've already fallen.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, V.
The one in the ground, which is way better anyway, far better music.
And I take the head over, presumably still blinking, and drop it in the bowl.
Cool. As you do that, the big block erupts into a series of eyes that open up wide, and a door appears within it, leading into a gold chamber beyond.
Oh, yeah. As fast as I can.
Boom! You run through there, and there's a small flight of stairs, and at the top of that is a dais on which sits a throne, but there are 3 of them. And as you ascend the steps, you notice that there is a mummified body by one of them, and the little head that you've been carrying around in your waist starts off and goes, "Oh, that was me. Oh, I chose poorly." You notice that there are 3 ancient mummies, each wearing an identical golden helmet. But one of them is on the floor where the original picked it up. So there are, in fact, 2.
So that's the end of my turn, mate. I've definitely used actions.
Sister Belinda, the door is open. There's various bits of Allegra lying around on the floor.
And there's
The cat right in your face. Yeah.
Touching you.
How are you feeling, babes? What do you want to do? What's going
Feeling a little bit hassle. Down, Kitty, down.
No.
Going to Thunderwave you to try and get you off me. Thank you, please. So con save, please.
10.
Down.
Cutting action.
Ripper is thrown back across the room, boom, against the wall, and falls back into the water.
I take a more respectable 9 damage from that one.
If I could halve that.
You can have that with your doobry-doobry.
Yes.
And I will follow through the door.
Cool, you chase after Gar, who is already halfway up the steps, and you can see at the top there are these 3 thrones. Gar is perhaps having a moment of pause, figuring out what to do. Allegra, you're dead. You're really, really dead.
Thanks, I didn't know.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, you're probably in the same place, in fairness, judging by the taste.
It's top 5.
Rivka, you're back in the water.
Yay! I will use my action to get out of the water, I guess.
Just half your speed.
Got you. And then I will use all of my potential movement to move as far as I can towards Sister Belinda.
Boom. So the three of you are now almost neck and neck, with Gar just slightly ahead as you head into this space, up to the top. Do we need to be in initiative? Gar, we'll go
I
again.
think so.
Yeah, otherwise it'll get messy.
That would make sense.
Gar, your turn.
There is nothing special about any of the 3 masks apart from the one that's obviously on the floor.
The one that's obviously on the floor by a mummified, headless corpse.
Fuck it. So it's just 2. There's literally no way to choose between them. It's just a random 50-50 chance.
Well, if that's how you see it.
Good DMing.
If I take an action to try and guess to try and work out which one's the right one, I won't have an action to put it on and get the hell out of here. I'm going to risk it. One on the right, sorry. One on the right.
You pick up the golden helmet.
Yes.
And you place it on your head.
Yes.
And you feel teeth burrowing into the sides of your head. Transforms into a mimic. It will make an attack on you.
Fun.
But Sister Belinda.
Seeing that go down, but obviously I don't have really hard not to mess game this one.
Roll a dice.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll the dice. I'll do it with the D&D Beyond. So it's Beyond.
What are you rolling? Like, what are you?
Well, I don't. She didn't hear Auntie's advice, so there's 2 left, and she's.
Oh, and she doesn't know.
No.
One still be bound. I see.
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll the dice. 1, 2, 3, the left. 4, 5, 6, the center.
Okay.
That's a 3.
You pick up the helmet off the floor by the headless corpse. Put it on your head.
I think the other one's a mimic, dear.
Teeth flying into your head. Rivka, you watch 2 fellows writhing around in agony as blood pours down their faces from the golden helmets. There is one more on the central dais.
I will make my way up to the one on the floor. No, not on the floor. I will someone else. That's not what I meant. The one in the middle on the cliff.
Do you put it on your head?
I will put it on my head.
And you feel great power suffuse through your body. And all of the world is at your fingertips. You could go anywhere you like.
And humming round and round the mulberry bush in a minor key, I will zip away.
And you put that into your face. Very nice, very nice. Allegra had a necklace which told you which ones were mimics. Oh my god!
Didn't think of it.
That was amazing. That was actually amazing. Oh my god.
That was absolutely incredible. Thank you so much, Red. That was
great.
No,
It was
thank you
really,
guys.
really
Thank you for
good.
being a sporthead and sitting here. That was glorious on all sides with delightful characters and wonderful players. That was amazing. I just have to do the remaining bit of business that we'll just get through before I chat to everyone who's watching at home, and I'm sure has had as an amazing time as we have. Thank you for sticking with us throughout this. It's been a real pleasure. Thank you everyone for joining us, being a part of this madness, brackets, heartbreaking tragedy, brackets, bloodbath, that was tonight's show. If you enjoy tonight, we play every Monday from 6 p.m. GMT or 10 a.m. Pacific time. Seekers of El Terrell, Buried, will continue until the end of March 2021. On Tuesdays, we play from 7 p.m. GMT or 11 a.m. Pacific time, and we're currently playing a series of one-shots until the end of February 2021. All of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv/RollTogetherRPG and often hosted at twitch.tv/DND. And you can find all of our content archived at youtube.com/RollTogetherRPG. There are also podcast versions of everything that we do, and you can search for those using Roll Together RPG. They're available in various places. Massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. You keep us going. There's a link in the chat below. Do join them. Every penny helps us make all this content that we're doing with these fine people. Big thanks again to our sponsors Hero Forge, Ultra Pro, our supporters at D&D Beyond, Idle Champions for the Forgotten Realms, Level Up Dice, and Zavi.com. We are all over social media as Roll Together RPG. That is us for another day. Thank you. Goodbye. Bye.